And Secretary Pete Hegseth put U.S. personnel and their mission at risk when he texted sensitive information about a military strike in Yemen on the Signal messaging app. Trump administration officials have long downplayed the severity of the breach and have insisted that the information wasn't classified. The Pentagon Inspector General tells CBS News its report will be publicly available online tomorrow.
The news comes a day before the Admiral, Hegseth says, ordered a second strike on a drug boat in September, briefs lawmakers on what happened. Nancy Cortez reports Democrats and Republicans have a lot of questions.
Quite unusual to have even the leader of the Senate, John Thune, saying that senators want to know more about exactly what happened here.
The chairman of the House Judiciary Committee has issued a subpoena to former special counsel Jack Smith as part of the committee's probe into the federal prosecutions of President Trump. A lawyer for Smith has indicated he will comply. Trump is expected to announce a proposal to weaken the vehicle mileage rules for the auto industry, significantly reducing fuel economy requirements through the 2031 models. CBS's Ed O'Keefe.
The general principle behind all this is they're trying to find ways to lower costs, and they believe by not changing fuel standards the way they were seeking to do so under the Biden administration, you're potentially cutting costs on the automaker, therefore cutting costs on what you purchase a vehicle for.
Katie Weiss reports the administration's immigration crackdown is underway in the New Orleans area.
We've started to get some reports of sightings from community members and local activist organizations of those federal agents already in the Big Easy arresting non-documented citizens. But so far, we're still working to confirm those sightings and those reports. Meanwhile, the Louisiana governor welcomes this operation that is being dubbed Catahoula Crunch.
The Trump administration's pausing all immigration applications. Greg Chen of the American Immigration Lawyers Association.
We have already heard from our member attorney practitioners across the country in many different cities that people who have been lined up waiting for their interviews or for citizenship, for green cards, for oath ceremonies that are scheduled for this week or next week have simply had them canceled.
On Wall Street at this hour, stocks are higher. This is CBS News.
Check off the wish list with instant savings and free battery offers on select Steel tools. Shop online at steelusa.com or in-store.
A proposed payroll tax, but will companies pay or their workers? The story coming up, but first, KIRO Newsradio traffic. Here's Nate Connors.
Hey, thanks, Heather. This one brought to you by the Victorian Christmas Festival. Your trip between Tacoma and Olympia just got a little worse. South 5 at State Route 16, we have a new disabled dump truck. It's blocking 2 right lanes. That leaves 1 lane open, and this is right at the on-ramp from eastbound 16 as well. And then down at JBLM, we've got this long-term collision, South 5 at the main gate, blocking the right lane. The backup starts near Berkeley Avenue, about a 2-mile backup. Tacoma to Olympia, all added up, taking about 50 minutes, a 20-minute delay. Once you get through this backup at JBLM, though, you're clear all the way to Olympia and beyond. We've got a brief backup at the First Avenue South Bridge as we have a closure for marine traffic underway, and a closure at westbound 90 Snoqualmie Pass just wrapped up. They had about a half-hour closure, so there's a little traffic up there. If you're expecting someone from the east side, expect them to be just a few minutes late. We have these intermittent closures scheduled through 3 o'clock this afternoon. The Victorian Christmas Festival presented by the Puyallup Chocolates, December 4th through the 7th at the Washington State Fair Event Center. Buy tickets at victorianchristmasfestival.com. KIRO News Radio real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Heather Bosch. Former Green River Task Force detective and King County Sheriff Dave Reichert is confirming KIRO News Radio reports that convicted serial killer Gary Ridgway is receiving end-of-life care in prison.
I'm really thinking about the families and what they're going through right now, because every time this case comes up, it just brings up everything.
Riker tells KIRO 7 TV he does not think Ridgway's death would bring those families closure. Ridgway pleaded guilty to murdering nearly 50 women and girls, but admits he killed more. The Spokane South Hill rapist has died at a group home in Federal Way. Police say Kevin Coe died of natural causes this morning. Coe was convicted of 1 rape, but linked to more than 40 assaults in Spokane in the late 1970s and early 80s. The 78-year-old was recently released from civil confinement. A use of force team is investigating investigating after Seattle police fatally shot a man yesterday afternoon.
A shirtless man brandishing a handgun near MLK Way and Othello near the light rail station. Police arrived within 2 minutes. SPD Chief Sean Barnes.
Officers attempted to communicate with him, attempted to negotiate with him, at which time the person pointed the weapon and the officers dispatched their weapons.
The King County Force Investigation Team will handle the investigation. James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
A Democratic state lawmaker is pitching a new payroll tax on companies that have more than 50 people on workers who make more than $125,000 a year. Representative Sean Scott says the Well Washington Fund would help pay for education and health care.
If these corporations were as enthusiastic about paying their taxes as they were about paying to avoid them, there are millions of Washingtonians who would not have to worry about how to pay for higher education, for health care, and housing in our state.
But State GOP Chair Jim Walsh says this will actually affect workers.
And they can play games and say, well, excise tax is not paid for by the worker, it's paid for by the employer. That's blarney. It's paid for by the worker.
And he tells KIRO Radio's John Curley this is basically a state income tax, which is considered unconstitutional in Washington state. Seattle has a new city council member. Eddie Lynn was sworn in. Lynn used to work as a lawyer with the city's Office of Housing. He joins a small wave of progressives who won last month, shifting the council slightly left. This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Cloudy skies today with highs in the mid-40s. It's 46 in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with the KIRO Newsradio App. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO Newsradio, Northwest News.
And now, it's time for the Jake and Spike Show on KIRO News Radio with your hosts, Jake Skorheim and Spike O'Neill.
Welcome to the show. Happy December 3rd, Wednesday. I'm Jake Skorheim. That's Spike O'Neill sitting right there.
Hey, buddy.
Got a good show.
You got a good one.
We got a lot of stuff to talk about, a lot of stuff to get to. We are going to, in just a little bit, we're going to talk to Charlie Harger. He's graciously said that he's willing to stick around enough to get on our show and talk about this thing happening down in Auburn, which is fascinating to me. This whole thing with the admitted rapist who then asked the mayor to write him a letter on his behalf, and then that was done, but now the mayor is saying that they don't know why they wrote the letter.
Well, the mayor's
apparently.
trying to put it all behind her. At a city council meeting on Monday.
The whole thing is very
all we got are
confusing.
more questions than answers.
More
again.
questions. Yeah, lots of questions. So we got that. We're going to talk to Charlie in just about 20 minutes, so stay tuned for that. And then just lots of great stuff on the show today. Super interesting. So why don't we jump right into it? Taxes are one of those things that people hear and they just kind of go, blah, blah, blah. Boring taxes, boring, boring, boring. But you know what's not boring is when people start stealing your money out of your pocket.
That's not boring.
Taking it for things that you don't agree with. And you start going, yeah, maybe taxes are a thing that I could pay attention to for just a second. Because, you know, we elect these people.
We do.
And then these people head into Olympia and they start making laws that affect us. And they start saying, well, we need money for this and we need money for trains and all these fun things.
They have to decide what our taxes go toward providing for the community.
Yeah, and how much more money they think that they deserve of yours to pay for their things that they want.
No.
Is that a mischaracterization?
It's a characterization. It's a point of view. I'll give you that, and I respect your point of view completely. You know I do. But to me, I think those in Olympia are charged with making sure they have good governance and good shepherding of how our tax dollars are allocated to benefit the city, the citizens of the state.
I'm glad you said good shepherding.
Yeah.
Here's what I want to play real fast. So you have this
it's the season
state
of
rep.
shepherding.
It's the season of
it
shepherding.
It is. You know, I did that.
You have State Rep Sean Scott of Seattle, who yesterday on the Capitol steps proposed this new tax, and here's how the tax would work: $125,000 a year if you make.
That's the pay threshold.
That's the threshold. Mm-hmm. If your employer has more than 50 employees, they're going to have to pay a 5% tax on payroll expenses. So
above that 125.
Above that 125,
threshold, right?
That's right.
And there's an earnings threshold too for the company.
They have to have like $7 million.
In earnings. Okay.
Earnings. Okay, so he's hoping to raise, he's saying that if we do this every 2 years, we're going to raise $5.5 billion. It's going to be amazing. Everybody's going to be just rolling in cash. Everything can get paid for. Everything that we want that we can't have currently, we'll get. It'll be just a utopia, dreamland. Here he was talking
I heard excerpts of the speech. I didn't hear the Utopian Dreamland section. That's
my interpretation.
I love you, buddy. So go on.
All right, let's play a little bit of this. This is the Well Washington Fund. This is
State on the steps of the Emerald City.
Not quite. We're going to get to that in a second. This is him talking. I believe he's talking to Como. Is that where these cuts came from?
Yeah, we got these cuts from Como
Laura?
News. Yeah.
Como News.
It's a corporate payroll tax on annual wages above a $125,000 threshold. Only the largest 1% of Washington corporations will pay this payroll tax.
Okay. Here he is again talking about the federal dollars that they need to replace.
The Well Washington Fund is about investing in critical silos of public sector spending at the same time that the Trump administration is defunding them.
There are people who are pushing back. This is State Senator Chris Corey, who says that this will actually make revenue problems in our state worse.
It's a bad idea, right? We're going to end up removing our tax base. Like the people that are actually contributing to our economy are going to be leaving. And that's going to create bigger problems in the future.
So before we play this cut with him and Brandy Cruz, he was on the Capitol steps and she asked him about these companies that he's wanting to tax. These are targeting companies like Amazon and Microsoft fall into these, but certainly there's smaller companies than Amazon and Microsoft that rolled into this who would have to start paying this tax. But those are kind of the two big tech companies locally here.
Well, they're the marquees. Yeah, they're the marquee businesses and employers in the state.
I assume that you have other companies. Like, I don't know this is the case, but I assume Google, who pays a lot of people a lot of money, probably has more than 50, what is it? Was it 50 employees?
I think it's 50 employees is the threshold,
They probably, I don't know that they would qualify for this, but I'm certainly their revenue, their gross receipts would be above that. So, but just like tech companies, like big tech, and not just big tech companies. Like there's a lot of big companies out there. Boeing would probably play into this as well. So he was on the steps of Capitol Hill. Do you want to play this or talk first?
No, go ahead, play. Yeah.
Let's play this.
Sure.
Brandy Cruz asked him. She goes, "Well, what do you think about these companies? Are they doing more or less being in the state? Like, are they a net good or a negative? And are you afraid that taxing them more is going to discourage them from making further investments in the state?"
Do you think that Amazon and Microsoft are a net good for our state?
Say more about that. When you say net good, what do you mean?
Do you think they contribute and add more value to our state than they detract?
I think that workers, were they to collectivize, could come up with something like Amazon on their own, but that Amazon has a very difficult time providing the value that you would like to see in reverse. In other words,
I'm going to pause it there for a second. Wow. Because he starts going down a dark rabbit hole.
It gets worse?
It gets worse.
Wow.
Yes, it gets worse.
I think
that's like jumping off a cliff and trying to swim faster as you fly through the sky toward the bottom.
What does he say? He thinks that Amazon workers,
collectively, they could do it. They could do it without Amazon.
They could do it. Wow. They could do their own Amazon. Is that what he's saying?
Sure.
What would they call it?
Device could come up with something like Amazon on their own, but that Amazon has a very difficult time providing the value that you would like to see in reverse. In other words, I think that working people getting together, forming unions, coming out and lobbying for policies such as this could create something that resembled an Amazon corporation without that added layer of exploitation. But I don't know.
What does he mean? I'm not trying to be mean to him.
I'm on his side, but he's making it harder by the word.
I don't even know how you can say you're on his side because I don't know what he's saying. Can you even know what he's saying? Because okay, let's play this again, and I want you to explain this to me. Walk me through it like I'm 5 years old.
Well, like he is.
Say more about that. When you say net good, what do you mean?
Do you think they contribute and add more value to our state than they detract?
I think that workers, were they to collectivize, could come up with something like Amazon on their own, but that
it seems kind of right.
First of all, I want to challenge him on the word collectivize. I don't think it's even a word.
Okay,
it may not be. He may not have conjugated that.
Workers
correct.
Unionize.
Yeah, right.
And they,
as a collective, if were they to blah blah blah, there's better ways to say what I think he's trying to say. Because I can't tell.
Is he trying to say they can make their own Amazon?
We could do it without him. It's basically to paraphrase. If I may boldly assume to
paraphrase. That's what I want. I need you to translate this for me.
Backpedal even better to the question is, are they a net gain or loss or a benefit or deterrent to the state of Washington? That is an easy question to answer. Of course, they're a net gain.
It took him a second to get there.
Did he ever get there? I didn't hear him get there. He's going to hit the bottom first before he.
Amazon has a very difficult time providing the value that you would like to see in reverse. In other words, I think that working people getting together, forming unions, coming out and lobbying for policies such as this, could create something that resembled an Amazon corporation without that added layer of exploitation. But I don't know that Amazon's leadership, such as it is, would be able to do something like that on its own. So I'm much more concerned with the social good of people that are in Washington state that want to be here, that believe in Washington state enough to fight for well-funded public programs. And they can speak for themselves through other channels if they would like to.
What does he mean by well-funded public programs? What does he mean by that?
Well, I mean, like investments in education, investments in healthcare,
There's nobody who invests more in education than Washington State. We have, name somebody else who spends more of it. The majority of our budget, we have a $77 billion budget.
Yeah.
Every biennium.
Yeah,
the majority of that goes to
I'm with you.
Education.
We don't do a great job with them. Speaking of shepherding, the good shepherds of our resources.
Yeah.
We need to do, and we can do a better job of how we allocate investment in our education system to get more return for our investment, but for the betterment of our kids.
So
I agree with that.
I was reading into this a little bit because this is interesting. The McCleary decision back in 2017, it was a court case where they basically said, all right, the state, the way we fund school districts through levies and stuff is unfair because there are some richer areas and poorer areas.
Yeah.
So the state needs to fund all education, K through 12, and make sure that there's no areas that are underfunded. So they win that. They start pouring money into education. That's like 10 years ago, basically, right? Like, so that was what, 2017, I think. So almost 10 years ago. And what has happened? So they are now like we spend, I have the numbers on this. This is actually crazy. So $77.9 billion is the state's operating budget. $33.6 billion goes through K through 12 education. In the last 10 years, that is an increase of 111% of what we were spending on public education 10 years ago.
Yeah, I'm not going to challenge that. That's
so
right.
my question is, because what he's saying is this money is going to be raised, we're going to spend it on education, and then it's going to fix all of our problems. He's talking about $2 billion a year. The state currently spends $33.6 billion every 2 years. What is that, 16 and change a year on public education?
Okay.
And what has happened since they've been they've been pouring gasoline on a fire in education. And what's happened in education in the last 10 years? Has it gotten better?
No, the results are deteriorating. Yeah.
I have them
for
you right here.
I'm not, you don't need to.
I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to him.
Yeah.
4% more fourth graders today than they were in 2017 are below basic levels in math. 4% more, so it's an increase. And less kids can do math. They can't read good.
And other stuff good.
8% more fourth graders failed their reading exams. Among eighth graders, reading and math failure rates rose by 9%. All of these things are atrocious. I mean, and this is with just money being poured into the system and claims that the system is underfunded. Every single time it's underfunded, and yet when you pour money into the system, like, that's a huge increase. And it's gotten worse. So that's clearly not the problem.
Well,
or is it just not being funded enough?
Well, that's not the question either. That's not the question we're asking. The question
He's asking the question.
He's asking the question if these companies are paying enough. Can they afford to pay more? Are they shortchanging the communities that they've
why is it Amazon's responsibility to make sure that we have proper education?
That's not the question involved.
That's what he's asking. He's making that statement. He's saying
not.
They're not properly funding things like education. He just said it. I can play his clip again if you want me to. He just said to Brandy Cruz, he goes, I'm more concerned that we're not paying for the things we need to, and these companies are not paying what they need to.
And he didn't mention the word education. You chose education because that's where
Laura, can you pull the clip up? They just played in the news of education. Talking about education.
It
might be in this cut here.
We're moving the goalposts here. We're changing the question. The question is that he's trying to impose a tax on revenue, on these businesses for what they pay their employees.
Yes.
Right? That's what we're talking about.
Yes.
We're talking about creating funds for a state that's got a $9 billion shortfall. Okay? And he's trying to find ways to do that. And I'm supporting this because...
You support this?
I do support this because we've had this conversation before too, because these companies who are making insane amounts of money here in the state of Washington have always paid more than they pay now. They just got a massive tax break, both Microsoft and Amazon, due to the big, beautiful bill. Okay, Microsoft got a $12.5 billion tax break immediately with the signing of that the renewal of the 2017 tax cuts. Okay, Amazon got a $17 billion
renewal of the 2017 tax cuts.
When Trump, with the big beautiful bill, which made those permanent.
Okay,
those tax cuts permanent.
Yeah.
Microsoft got a $12 billion tax break immediately. Amazon got a $17 billion tax break immediately.
Okay.
So here's companies making more money than ever, paying less taxes than ever. So maybe I'm crazy, but I don't think it's too much to ask them to contribute to the city with which their employees live.
They already do tremendously.
Again, that's
in other
not,
ways. They do tremendously.
Sure they
Steve
do.
Ballmer, Steve, former Microsoft CEO, do you know what he's doing? He just made an announcement. Every single year, annually, every single year, he's going to give $170 million to Washington State preschoolers to make it free for low-income families. Isn't that a benefit?
Sure it is. Of course it is.
$170 million annually he's giving.
So here's
thanks to his largesse, thanks to the success of his company.
That's a great example of why I think my point of view is valid, because the state isn't taxing him enough. He's
not taxed enough.
He's willing to donate $175 million out of his own pocket. You think if he felt he was overtaxed, he wouldn't make that donation? Does he feel like the state has a shortage of the funds available to do these necessary services?
He also made donations to try to get the state to not tax as much.
Well, that's
so clearly he feels that way.
We could have that conversation.
We're having it right now.
But that's not. You keep doing that. You keep moving the goalpost.
I'm not moving the goalpost. You just said that he don't think he's taxed enough.
When we're talking
and I'm
about,
saying this guy's making
I
good
think
money,
guys,
but he's paying a lot into it.
I think they are morally bankrupt when they make record monies, and then if you tell them that they should pay more in taxes, they're going to just leave town.
You think it's morally bankrupt to leave a town?
I think it's morally bankrupt to make all your money, and then when you're asked to contribute to the society where you've made all your money, you go somewhere else that's going to let you off the hook for paying taxes. They get tax breaks at every front.
Let's see what
and asking these guys to pay more in taxes to contribute to the society they do business in is unfair from us. While we live in a deficit,
sure,
right? And
why do we
have
a deficit?
We're not talking about the efficiency of government. We are
talking about the efficiency of government.
I don't think we are.
Do you think government is run efficiently in our state?
No, of course I don't.
Do you think they spend their money efficiently?
Of course,
$16 billion shortfall.
Of course I don't.
Okay, then why would we give them more money?
Again, you're changing the question.
I'm not. You just said government runs. I asked you if the government runs efficiently, and you said it doesn't. So I said, so why are we trusting people? Do you have a CPA? Do you have a person you work with?
Sure I do.
If he mismanaged your money, would you give him more money or would you give him less money and find somebody else?
If my CPA did a bad job managing my money, that means I should pay less in taxes?
No, that's not what I said. I said
that's what we're talking about, them paying more in taxes.
If your CPA is bad with your money, when it's your personal money, do you trust your money with that guy or do you say, hey, you know what, you're doing horrible things with my money. You're costing me money. I'm going to stop working with you.
And so, I've acknowledged and agreed that the state government needs to do a better job with our resources.
So why do we keep giving them more resources when they just keep blowing it? What's he even talking about spending this $2 billion on? He mentioned education. I didn't come up with that. Okay. He mentioned education. He said we're underfunding education. We're clearly not underfunding education. And when we overfund education, it seems like it gets worse. So my question to him, and not to you, but my question to him would be, why does he think that it's these companies' responsibility to fix his problems? And is he not worried at all about scaring these companies away?
I think when you look at a state like Washington, which has a budget shortfall, and you see a reduction in federal funding.
It's not the federal funding, because it's nowhere near the difference of the budget shortfall that we're having. So continue.
He cites in this cuts from the federal government.
I understand why
that cause services to be trimmed even further.
Sure.
Okay, and they've got corporations paying record low amounts of tax. I know they pay a boatload of tax, but they're paying record low levels of taxation. This big beautiful bill drop. I'm not talking about what I know. I know they pay a ton.
But
they pay less than they ever have. They just got a massive tax break.
Let me ask you a question. Can we agree that when a company grows and it benefits the area, we like that, right? Mm-hmm. Like we give tax breaks to big corporations because they're a benefit to the local area in the economy.
Agreed, and they get tons of tax breaks.
Wouldn't you say that for big companies like the Seahawks and the Mariners? Don't you think that those are of public benefit?
Sure, they
or
are.
Should we be taxing them extra because they're big?
Of course we should tax them.
Extra? Because that's what he's saying. He's saying we should tax them extra because they're big, because maybe they can afford it. But they're also doing something that's great for the economy already.
That doesn't mean they're not. That doesn't mean they're not responsible to. They should be paying more. I just feel that way. I mean,
That's fine. That's fine.
I do. I think they pay less than they ever have. They make more than they ever have.
Those
their
are
profits.
Very general statements.
Okay, they got record profits. At Microsoft, the guy's the second richest man in the world. Microsoft's or Amazon.
Who cares how rich somebody is? That's great. We love rich. Rich is great.
Rich.
Don't you want to be rich?
I want to be rich.
Okay, you're way richer than somebody else. I mean, it's all in context.
I get you, and I pay more taxes than other people.
Is that immoral that you're rich?
No.
No. So why is it immoral for them to be rich? Amazon's $129 billion since 2010 has gone into our local economy because of Amazon.
Yeah.
And this guy's saying, like, they haven't done enough.
They could do more.
They could form a collective. I guess they could do 130. That'd be nice.
When you
They
got
did
a
130 billion.
society where the inequity of income is widening.
But how is Amazon going to fix that?
By
I'm not asking you. I'm asking him. I'm asking
by siphoning less
Representative Scott.
By siphoning less out of the municipal
But they're
fund.
not siphoning less.
They're paying. They just got a massive tax break. How are they not siphoning less?
We just agreed that they're a net gain, right? So they're not siphoning. They're a net gain. You said at the beginning of the segment, they're a net gain. You said the answer's obvious. They're a net gain.
That doesn't mean they're not taking more than they need to take. And they'd still be a gain.
We'll happily agree to disagree on this one.
I like it.
All right. Stick around. We'll be right back.
Save the date, Wednesday, December 10th. Join KIRO Newsradio and Treehouse for the 37th Annual Holiday Magic, providing holiday gifts and year-round support for more than 6,500 kids in foster care statewide. Over the past 36 years of Holiday Magic, we've delivered 182,000 gifts across our state. Join KIRO Newsradio and Treehouse this year and share the joy of the holiday season. Wednesday, December 10th. Text MAGIC to 888-973-5476 to learn more.
Are you living with dry AMD? If so, you could be on the road to geographic atrophy, or GA, a condition that leads to retinal cell death and permanent vision loss. But with Izervay, you can
slow it down, get it going slower.
Izervay slows GA progression by targeting a key source of retinal cell death, which may help preserve your vision longer. Izervay, or Avastin Capted Pagel, is a prescription eye injection used to treat GA. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may temporarily increase eye pressure. Your vision may be impaired after an eye injection or exam. Don't delay. Ask your doctor about Izervay today.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Visit Izervay.com. That's IZERVAY.com. Paid for by Astellas Pharma.
Have you tried the dining district at the Bellevue Collection? Grab lunch with friends, meet up for happy hour, and stay for dinner and beyond. You can sample international flavors and local favorites from talented chefs. Try a new cocktail on a rooftop bar or watch the game with friends. And explore the lively nightlife scene. The dining district at the Bellevue Collection, where your taste adventure begins. Learn more at BellevueCollection.com/dining district.
At Care Partners Senior Living, we believe in providing quality care at an affordable price. Instead of spending on luxury and expensive art, we invest in our people and accommodations with a focus on compassionate overall health. Our communities offer independent, assisted living and memory care designed to preserve dignity, independence, in your estate. Affordable, personal, trusted. That's our promise. Please give us a call. We have beautiful Care Partners communities throughout Washington and Arizona. Visit carepartnersliving.com.
The holidays are here and we all want to celebrate in style, but sometimes stubborn fat and loose skin keeps us from looking and feeling our best. Stacey Rost here. Imagine a simple one-day solution. Introducing ProSculpt, the treatment everyone is talking about. ProSculpt uses air-assisted technology that's safe, gentle, yet powerful, delivering instant fat-reducing and skin-tightening results. Performed by board-certified plastic surgeons while you're fully awake. ProSculpt contours your body with minimal downtime. It's designed to target problem areas, your waistline, face, neck, arms, and thighs. Avoid wasting time and money on gimmicky lasers or fat-freezing methods. ProSculpt is one and done. ProSculpt gently removes unwanted fat, tightens loose skin with FDA-cleared plasma technology, all in a simple, guaranteed one-day procedure. Celebrate the holidays and get yourself a gift with a free consultation and get $250 off. Schedule at ProSculpt.com for powerful, permanent fat removal and skin tightening. It's ProSculpt.com.
An official message from Medicare.
Medicare plans change from one year to the next. And this year, it's important for you to review your current coverage and compare all your options during Medicare open enrollment. Compare health plans, drug coverage, and costs. See if you can save some money, and don't forget to make sure your drugs are covered. Open enrollment ends December 7th. Visit Medicare.gov or call 1-800-MEDICARE.
Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Welcome back to Winter Hack Radio, the place for clever hacks to survive the season. Icy driveway? Well, try spreading sand or birdseed to help with traction. Snowy puppy paws? Well, grab a whisk, brush it off, done. Catch COVID-19? Well, just get...
Actually, there's no hack for COVID-19. But if you test positive, prescription medications for COVID exist. Ask your doctor if they're right for you. Visit PfizerForAll.com to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
I'm worried.
About what?
Water.
Oh?
Hot water, if you really want to know.
Water heater worries?
Worried it's wearing down.
Running out?
The hot doesn't last like it used to.
So you're...
Worried.
I got a guaranteed fix.
Let me guess. A new water heater.
Right, but...
That's what worries me.
Well, worry no more.
Why?
What you need is an Apollo Plumbing water heater.
Because?
We include Wrenchy's worry-free warranty.
Wrenchy's what?
Worry-free warranty.
Which means?
When it wears out, we replace it.
No extra charge.
As an A-List Club member, you're covered for life.
For life?
For as long as you're an A-List member, you get annual life-extending water heater flushes included.
So it lasts longer.
Right.
And when it needs replacement,
you're covered.
With no worries.
Because it's Wrenchy's
worry-free warranty.
What else would you expect from the Ready Right Now plumbers?
Apollo Plumbing.
Home of Wrenchy's worry-free warranty.
What about tankless ones?
Worry-free too.
Gotta love that Wrenchy.
ApolloPlumbing.com.
Best Mortgage, the VA loan and reverse mortgage experts, are proud to partner with KIRO Radio for over 20 years. Get a no-pressure consultation from a real person, never an AI bot. Web search Best Mortgage for honest advice you can trust.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon, I'm Heather Bosch. An 88-year-old South Seattle woman is speaking out after surviving a brutal robbery. Emma Cotton says a stranger attacked her on her own porch in October, biting off her finger before escaping. She tells KIRO 7 TV.
Nobody heard me screaming and hollering or anything, but I'm here today, so God heard me.
Seattle police are still searching for the suspect. A mistrial in the case of a former volunteer coach at Seattle Public Schools who's accused of raping a former Garfield High School student. Walter Jones faces 4 counts of child rape and could get up to 23 years in prison if convicted. Prosecutors tell the Seattle Times they will meet soon to decide if they'll continue to pursue the case. A new lawsuit targets Boeing as well as United Parcel Service for the UPS cargo plane crash in Louisville, Kentucky that killed 3 people on the plane and 11 on the ground. Among the dead, Trina Chavez, whose sister Gabriela says.
And then I really was the heartbeat of this family. We're a big family, 9 siblings. And then I was the oldest.
A wrongful death suit has been filed on behalf of her and a second victim on the ground. An initial investigation found the left engine detached from the wing during takeoff. There were fatigue fractures in the bolts and locking devices that held the engine in place. The Department of Homeland Security's launched an immigration crackdown in New Orleans. This resident, not a fan.
We don't support ICE coming in, coming to our campuses, coming to our community, coming to our cities, and saying, and taking our neighbors, our friends, our classmates off the street.
Louisiana's governor does support it, though, saying America is a country of immigrants, but also laws. A Texas nurse is out of a job after a viral video showed her filling out paperwork while a woman in labor screamed in pain.
The woman arrived at the Dallas Regional Medical Center in Mesquite last month.
When's your due date?
Right now.
Her mother started recording as she spent 30 minutes in the waiting room while the nurse filled out forms.
Y'all treat all your patients like this or just the black ones?
Deanna Von Barteld is president of the Texas Doula Association.
The silence of that registered nurse was louder than that woman's cry.
The hospital isn't saying if the nurse was fired or resigned. The patient is suing. Michael Wallace, CBS News.
On Wall Street, the Dow is up 460 points, NASDAQ ahead 74. KIRO News Radio traffic. Here's Nate Connors.
All right, Heather, the Emerald Queen Casino has the update. Let's start in Tacoma, South 5 at State Route 16. We still have this disabled dump truck blocking 2 right lanes, so that leaves 1 lane open. And now it's also partially blocking the on-ramp from eastbound 16. We have a tow on scene, so this should be cleared soon. I-5 is backed up to the Tacoma Dome. Eastbound 16 back up isn't that bad, actually. Down in JBLM, we cleared that collision south 5 at the main gate, but we still have a disabled semi on your right shoulder. It's almost sticking out in the right lane. That earlier backup along JBLM is totally cleared out. Tacoma to Olympia, we're down to 35 minutes. Northbound on the Valley Freeway, give yourself an extra 10 minutes to make it through the Pacific Bridge construction site. And into Seattle, South 5, beginning to crowd up a little from about 85th across the Ship Canal Bridge. Nothing heavy. Linwood to Seattle, a 20-minute drive. Prepare to be enchanted. Mentalists and illusionists, the clairvoyants, come to the Emerald Queen Casino December 4th for a holiday spectacular. The Clairvoyants, December 4th, only at Emerald Queen Casino. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Cloudy skies with highs in the mid-40s. It's 46 in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Welcome back to the show. Thank you guys so much for hanging with us. Charlie Harger from Seattle's Morning News joins us now. Charlie, welcome to the show.
Thanks so much. Great to be here.
It is great to have you here. The story we want to talk about is one that people can read about this right now on mynorthwest.com, and they should. It's very interesting, especially if you are in the Auburn area. But you've been covering, you've kind of been the only guy covering this story, oddly, about something that happened in Auburn. And why don't we give just a quick background of what happened and then the update today with the mayor, who has a very confusing response.
She does. So if you're unfamiliar with the case, several years back, a youth pastor raped a 15-year-old girl at his church. This was 2015, 2016. He was convicted. He pleaded guilty, actually, to third-degree rape of a child. He worked his way through the legal system for many years before that, however. This is a guy who, while he was under investigation by police, decides to apply to become the police chaplain for the Auburn Police Department. He helps run community events. He is very active in the community during COVID. So come to 2022, this youth pastor pleads guilty. And he goes to the mayor of Auburn, Nancy Backus. Madam Mayor, may I have your personal email address? There's something kind of sensitive I need to share with you. So from her city-run email, she gives him her personal email. And a few months later, it turns out that he has asked her to write a letter on his behalf, asking that she ask for leniency. And so the mayor does decide to write that letter asking for no prison time for this man who had just pleaded guilty to raping a child. The story hadn't really gotten out, and I found out about it several months ago, started investigating this. Mayor Backus was very upfront with me, saying, yes, I did write that letter. She didn't deny writing the letter. There's also this element of his involvement with the Chamber of Commerce. He produced a lot of political material for dozens of candidates. This is a guy who, after he gets out of prison, he goes and works on a school levy campaign.
After changing his name.
That's the element here, because as a convicted who pled guilty to rape of a minor, when he's released from prison, having served his time, you can judge that how you will, he's required, if he changes his name, to notify everyone involved of his name change for the safety of the community, which he failed to do.
On the sex offender registry. Yes.
So then when he makes his own marketing company and becomes involved with various campaigns, as you mentioned, for school districts.
Including a school district where he's taking pictures of kids for the district's campaign.
Under his new pseudonym, or was that the right? Yeah.
Alias.
His alias, without having done the notification. And so that's when the story really starts to see the light of day. And again, only by you, and that mystifies me, that this isn't a much bigger story given the impact on that community.
I can't disagree with that one. So you're right, Spike. I have been covering this since the middle of October in terms of when I first started publishing this. And the update today is that on Monday night, Mayor Backus is at the city council meeting for the city of Auburn. And
your hometown, for full disclosure.
I live in Auburn. I wasn't at the meeting, but there's a recording of this. At the end of the meeting, she says, hold on, everybody. I have a statement I need to make. I haven't made a statement to the public. And so she spends about 5 minutes explaining her side of the story. She says there were a lot of irregularities in my story without saying what they were. She says it was political fodder, and she won't address any other aspects of the story after making the statement on Monday night, which is her right. One of the things I found interesting, though, she says when the youth pastor approached her in 2022, she didn't know what crimes that he was pleading guilty to.
Again, this is rape of a child.
Yes.
Yes.
She says she didn't find out about the details until 2024, which I found interesting because I spoke to a guy named Pastor LaShund Lambert as part of my investigation for this story. He tells me he called Mayor Backus in May of 22, even before the youth pastor had reached out to her, and he told her what this youth pastor did. He said it was one of the sickest things he's ever seen. He had gotten a public disclosure request. He was able to see the actual police report. And he says he relayed that to Mayor Backus. Now, at the council meeting on Monday night, Mayor Backus says she didn't know any details until 2024. So one of them may be confused, may have the timeline confused, but Lambert did show to me his public disclosure request, which he got in 2022 in May. And with that public disclosure request, he goes, I called her the day I got this.
Can I ask a very simple question that's just kind of jumping out to me? It's a little bit of a red flag that I would have for Nancy Backus, Mayor Nancy Backus. This is a question I would love for her to answer, even though she's stated officially she's not going to answer any more questions. She still could if she wanted to.
Absolutely.
What was she writing the letter for? What did she think she was? When somebody comes to you and says, "Can you please write me a letter on my behalf so that
asking
I get a lenient sentence?"
Serve no prison time, but Mayor Backus doesn't inquire.
What?
Right.
It was really interesting.
Why wouldn't she do like
her explanation? Her explanation was, it reads exactly like you're pleading for leniency to the judge. She even writes at one point, I realize I'm in charge of the safety for my city, and I don't take this request lightly when I make this request.
She must, and she didn't know what she was writing the letter for.
Spent a lot of time on Monday night basically saying that she... this was a draft sent to the defense attorney, and she wanted to make it clear to the public that this letter never got its way into the official record and was considered by the judge. She felt it was really important to say that.
But why? Here's my question again for Mayor Backus. You're sending this letter to a defense attorney. I have many questions. First question, let's go back a little bit. Somebody comes to you and says, can I get your private email because I want to take something offline? Instantly, red flags are popping up. What don't you want in the official record? What do you want to keep hidden from the public view that you need my personal email? She is a public figure. She shouldn't be doing personal things. Yes, she's a public figure. These should be public emails that she's having between her and her citizens or whatever. And then when she's asked to send a draft of this letter to the attorney, presumably so they can decide whether or not they want to use it, is there no question that gets asked on her part? Like, oh, the defense attorney for what? For what? Defense for what? Because if it's rape of a child, I don't want to write this letter for you.
A lenient sentence for what crime? How can you not ask? When someone asks the mayor of a city to be a character witness and write on his behalf for a lenient sentence, I'm befuddled on this one. How do you not inquire what the crime is?
What's it for?
I mean,
that's step one.
That is beyond credibility.
Which leads me to believe that this is just she's just lying. Can't
speak to that.
We are opinion show.
This is my speculation. This is my speculation. If she's telling you that she doesn't know what the letter was for, then that either means that she's completely uninterested in what her job is and
or
what
the
she was
safety
doing,
of her city,
or in the safety of her city, which she wrote about in the letter. So safety against what? I don't know, since she claims not to know.
Look, it's a non-apology. It does minimize her role. She blames her political opponents, but there are a lot of contradictions here.
Blames her political opponents for what? Did they stick the pen in her hand and make her write a letter that she doesn't know what she was writing it about?
She claims there was a campaign against her, and this was in the middle of the political season. She was up for election in November. She won, by the way. So she will be mayor for the next 4 years.
So she's asking questions as a hit piece on her, wanting information about why she would give her credibility and her name behind a defendant seeking leniency. And that is wanting answers to that for someone elected official in charge of the safety of her community. That's a hit piece in her mind.
Sure leads to a lot of questions, doesn't it?
Doesn't give a lot of answers.
We have a lot of questions. Yes, we do. All right, Charlie Harger, we appreciate you asking questions. We really do. Thanks for coming on the show.
You're welcome.
All right, we got a lot more. Stick around. We'll be right back.
Save the date, Wednesday, December 10th. Join KIRO Newsradio and Treehouse for the 37th Annual Holiday Magic, providing holiday gifts and year-round support for more than 6,500 kids in foster care statewide. Over the past 36 years of Holiday Magic, we've delivered 182,000 gifts across our state. Join KIRO Newsradio and Treehouse this year and share the joy of the holiday season. Wednesday, December 10th. Text MAGIC to 888-973-5476 to learn more.
I'm here with my real estate guy, Wes Jones of sellwithwes.com. And Wes, the year's almost over. It's the holidays, but the spring is going to come fast.
That's right. There's not a lot of time left this year. But here's the thing. It takes a lot to get a home ready to sell if you truly want the maximum value for it. So I would encourage you, let's start the conversation now if you're planning to sell next year. We'll walk through my pre-inspection program. If there's any improvements that need to be made, I can help line up the contractors. And if needed, we have options to pay for it out of the proceeds from the sale of your home. The important thing is to have a game plan from repairs to staging, pricing strategy, and marketing. And we can help you get a jump start right now.
There's a reason I say if you want to sell for more, sell with Wes. So go to sellwithwes.com, find out the real value of your home with Wes's home value calculator, then give him a call, schedule an appointment. Sellwithwes.com. That's sellwithwes.com. It really just is a better way to sell your home.
Life's expensive enough, isn't it? Groceries, gas, kids' activities. Sometimes your roof needs replacing, but your budget says not now. Hi, I'm Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors. We want to help with an offer to lift that weight off your shoulders. Get 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for up to 24 months. Or save up to $3,000 on a new roof today. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com.
All right, here's a quick confession. The reason Nick, my wife, is going to Longevity Medical Clinic is because why?
I got sick of watching you sleep at night when I was awake.
Wait a minute. Wait. Here's what would happen. I'd be asleep because I've got my hormones balanced thanks to Longevity Medical Clinic. I'm asleep, and then Nick would go, "Are you asleep? Are you sleeping? That's not fair. I can't sleep." I'm like, "So you're going to wake me up?"
Yes, because I didn't want you to have more energy than I would the next day, and I was up all night.
So what did I say to you? I said, so go to the Longevity Medical Clinic. Do the same thing I did. Get your hormones balanced. You'll sleep better, right?
And I did.
Right. You don't have to wake me up anymore and go, it's not fair that you're sleeping.
I know.
But didn't you see that it wasn't fair that you were waking me up?
Yes, because now you're the one taking the dogs out because I'm still asleep in the morning.
So we're both getting good night's sleep. We're both getting lots of energy, and we're happy.
You want me to tell you why? Because my hormones are now balanced.
Okay, I don't want to hear about your hormones right now. So be like Nick and get a free health analysis at lmclinic.com. That's lmclinic.com.
Your new home is now ready. D.R. Horton, America's builder, has new homes that are ready today. With new construction communities throughout the Puget Sound and Central Washington areas and more coming, D.R. Horton has the right home for you. At D.R. Horton, we're still building with more construction, more communities, and more homes available every day. Find your new home, now ready at drhorton.com. That's drhorton.com. D.R. Horton, America's builder, an equal housing opportunity builder.
At your local credit union, WSECU, making a difference isn't just a motto, it's a mission. That's why they're honoring Washington's community champions, the everyday heroes who strengthen our communities. Steve Rabel here with WSECU board member Marcus Glasper, and it's time to announce our next community champion.
Our community champion this week is Sean Tibbetts. Sean is a Tacoma restaurant owner who sets aside time to cook meals for families in need, free of charge. This holiday season, he'll feed more than 500 people. Thank you, Sean, for keeping your neighbors nourished.
This season, gift yourself the chance to slow down and truly savor holiday wonders just a short journey from home. Victoria, BC glows with festive lights, charming traditions, and the space to reconnect with yourself, loved ones, and the joy of the season. Victoria is just a scenic ferry or seaplane ride from Seattle, making it the perfect getaway. This Christmas, step into a more relaxed rhythm. Plan your trip at tourismvictoria.com.
What if you could have reliable and intelligent Wi-Fi? And get this, what if you could keep it at the same price for 5 years? That's the Xfinity 5-year price guarantee. 5 years of Wi-Fi that boosts speeds to the devices that need them most. That finds and fixes problems before you even notice them. Like super intelligent Wi-Fi with a sixth sense. And that keeps you gaming in the fast lane, even when the whole family is banking on bandwidth. All your devices working in perfect harmony for 5 whole years. And here's the best part. No annual contracts, no hidden fees, and our best equipment included. Hey, let's face it, a lot can change in 5 years. Kids grow taller, dreams grow bigger. But your Wi-Fi? It would stay reliable and the price would stay put. The Xfinity 5-year price guarantee. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities. Xfinity. Imagine that. Select plans only. Restrictions apply.
Guys, your testosterone level impacts your energy, drive, weight, hair loss, and even ED. Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your T level for free. For your free T level check, exam, and consultation, call 206-529-1111 or visit revivemenshealth.com.
KIRO News Radio has your chance to win 4 tickets to the Seahawks game, Sunday, December 14th. Head to the KIRO News Radio app, click the Win tab in the bottom right corner, and enter to win. You can enter once per day, so the more times you enter through the KIRO News Radio app, the better your odds will be. Do it every day, December 2nd through December 8th. Details and rules at mynorthwest.com/win. From the station where the 12s hear the Hawks, KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM.
Welcome back to the show. This story is the best. This might be the best story of the day. You saw this too, Spike. This Ozempic story, this GLP-1.
Yeah, I'm seeing it here. Isn't
it funny? We all know what that means. If I said to the average person, like, "Hey, what's a GLP-1?" and they'd go like, "Oh, like Ozempic or Wegovy, a fat loss thing."
It's become commonplace in our society. Yes, absolutely.
They've only been out for like what, 2 years, maybe a little over a year and a half or something like that.
That it's been public awareness. Yeah, public awareness point. Yeah, it's probably been in testing and it's got some launch time.
Wild.
Last 5 years probably since research to employment.
This is how widely spread and used this is.
Exactly.
1 in 8 Americans have used one of these medications.
And that's at $1,400 a month. 1 in 8, but that was at $1,400 a month because didn't Trump just a month or so ago?
Yeah, I said we're going to
lower the price and make it available to more people. Yeah.
And now the price is getting so affordable, they're going to start giving it to your pet. Not a joke. There is a company in San Francisco. They're announcing soon, set to announce. Why do they, obviously they made some announcement. We're reading it. I don't have an insight into them. It's set to announce, this is from Seattle Times, that it has officially begun a pilot study of a GLP-1 drug for cats with obesity. So fat cats, obviously.
And nobody used that in the press release?
I know. Well, we could have written this much better.
We should have.
Fat cats, fat dogs, time to go away. It's funny, there was never like a huge body positivity campaign for fat cats. Was there?
No, they embraced it. They leaned into it. Or they kind of leaned against it. It was hard to lean into it.
No, but they didn't tell you that to be a really fat cat was a good thing, right?
No, there wasn't a push to make cats fatter. It was just accepted that cats were fat and lazy.
Well, how do you get a cat thin? Because you are. I mean, here's a good question. I'm not a person who's saying like pump people full of drugs and pump animals full of drugs.
I'm with you.
But if you have a really fat cat, I couldn't. You can't. I had cats growing up. You can't get the cat to do nothing.
Well,
how do you get a cat thin?
Well, the same way you get a dog thin is you feed him better food. I love my pet. I love my pet. I've never been a cat guy, but we love our dog unconditionally.
Yeah.
And if my dog is overweight, shooting it full of Ozempic, whatever, this drug is.
Again, perfect name.
This is a horrific solution to
You
this
just came up with that?
No, I think it's in the story
It's in the
somewhere.
story.
Yeah.
You should have taken credit for it.
Ozempic,
I would have given that to you.
Thank you.
That seems like something you'd come up with. See, cats
any first-year marketing guy could have come up with that.
But cats don't care. So they don't care that they're fat.
No,
Like a dog responds to shame. I had a fat dog when I was young. We did. We had a fat dog.
You can see it in their eyes. No, they do. You're right.
We had a fat dog named Lucky, and every time he'd waddle his fat butt into the room, I'd go, Lucky. Actually, it was a girl. I'd go, Lucky, you're looking pretty
honey.
fat. And she would go, ooh. Turn around, she'd walk away from her bowl of kibble.
If you love your pet, feed them better food and get them healthy.
Or starve them a little bit so that they get thinner.
They'll be around a lot longer for you. They'll be a part of your life.
Run.
But
for exercise.
Shooting's full of Ozempic or whatever, Wegovy for your pet. That's, we're a fat and lazy society.
The pets are just doing what we're doing.
Right. Well, we're trying to take the fat out and just keep them lazy.
Yeah, you're right. You shouldn't do this, folks. This is too easy. Just get your pet on a treadmill or something. And don't starve your pets. That was
no.
So PETA, don't email me. That's a joke.
Yeah. 60% of the nation's cats and dogs have obesity problems. 60%.
There you go.
The Society Prevention of Pet Obesity.
Watch out. You heard it here first.
Come out a treadmill.
Save the date, Wednesday, December 10th. Join KIRO Newsradio and Treehouse for the 37th Annual Holiday Magic, providing holiday gifts and year-round support for more than 6,500 kids in foster care statewide. Over the past 36 years of Holiday Magic, we've delivered 182,000 gifts across our state. Join KIRO Newsradio and Treehouse this year and share the joy of the holiday season. Wednesday, December 10th. Text MAGIC to 888-973-5476 to learn more.
This is the story of the one. As the purchasing manager at a manufacturing plant, she knows the only thing more important than having the right safety gear is having it there when you need it. That's why she partners with Grainger for auto reordering, so her team members can count on her to have cut-resistant gloves on hand, and each shift can run safely and efficiently. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Progressive has great customer service, and it's easy to reach us because great and easy is the way to be. Like salads, great for you, and so easy you could put any group of veggies in a bowl and it's a salad. A full carrot with a head of cabbage, weird, but still a salad. 1 radish and a couple of green beans, also a salad. 14 blueberries, half an onion, and a sunchoke. Odd, yes, but an odd salad. So contact Progressive's customer service by phone, app, or online. It's great and easy, just like salad. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Cunahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions and bring you a special Black Friday offer.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/deal. And now, as a special Black Friday offer, you can get a free gutter inspection, plus up to 35% off. This is our best offer of the season. Unlock it now at leaffilter.com/deal. See representative for warranty details.
What's your holiday tradition? It's G. Scott here. For me, it's gathering with loved ones around a meal that brings joy. For many families, that tradition feels out of reach. Next time you shop at Safeway, please donate to Nourishing Neighbors. Your gift provides groceries to families across Washington, giving them access to nutritious food and the dignity to shop like the rest of us and choose what's meaningful for their holiday table. Visit nourishingneighbors.com and donate at your Safeway checkout. That's nourishingneighbors.com.
I had pain, I had numbness in my feet. That pain and that numbness just got worse and worse and worse as time went on.
This is Greg describing life with neuropathy.
I went to 5 podiatrists, tried different treatments, tried different orthotics, tried different shoes, had cortisone shots in the tops and the bottoms of my feet. Saw a neurologist. All my medical doctors said, can't help you. Live with the pain. You're not going to be able to sleep. This is your life. And then I just gave up until I found Sound Pain Solutions.
I'm Dr. Mark Shelley, a chiropractic physician and board-certified functional neurologist at Sound Pain Solutions. Our neuropathy treatments can rehabilitate damaged nerves. We use FDA-cleared, non-surgical, drug, and pain-free procedures that help neuropathy sufferers like Greg find relief.
I feel better. I mean, just feeling better is huge.
If you experience numbness, shooting or burning pains, or loss of balance, call us. Sound Pain Solutions, 855-996-0025, or click soundpainsolutions.com.
It's a freezing night, and suddenly your heating dies. A fix could take several days or longer. Don't let this happen to you. If your system's 12 years or older, it's on borrowed time. Upgrade now to a dependable Mitsubishi electric heating and air conditioning system and keep your family comfortable. Schedule a consultation today at homecomfortalliance.com. For all your heating, cooling, plumbing, and electrical needs, visit homecomfortalliance.com. That's homecomfortalliance.com. And happy holidays to all.
Hurry, time's running out. Check off the wish list with instant savings and free battery offers on select steel tools. Shop online or in store.
KIRO FM and HD1 Tacoma, Seattle.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I'm Cammie McCormick. The Pentagon's internal watchdog has sent its report to Congress on Signalgate, which involved the use of the Signal messaging app to discuss strikes in Yemen. CBS's Eleanor Watson has more on the findings.
The secretary from the get-go has said he did not share war plans over Signal, but what this IG found is that the details in those messages at the very least risked endangering troops.
Lawmakers had called for an independent investigation into Hegseth's use of the app, and they're also questioning his version of events leading up to a second strike on a suspected drug boat in September. Caitlin Huey-Burns on Capitol Hill.
I want to underscore something that Rand Paul told us. He said either Hegseth, the defense secretary, is lying or doesn't know what's going on and is incompetent. So either way, in his view, there are some real consequences here.
Tomorrow, the admiral who Hegseth says ordered the second strike will brief lawmakers. The chairman of the House Judiciary Committee has issued a subpoena for former special counsel Jack Smith as part of the probe into the prosecutions of President Trump. CBS's Jake Rosen has more.
Jim Jordan has been one of those lawmakers who's wanted a full push and brief from Jack Smith on alleged weaponization of the Department of Justice, on who had potentially directed Jack Smith to investigate President Trump on both of these fronts, who had signed off on all the search warrants. Mainly think about President Trump's Mar-a-Lago estate when the FBI raided that. So there are so many different threads.
President Trump is announcing a plan to weaken vehicle mileage rules for the auto industry.
Biden's burdensome regulations help cause the price of cars to soar more than 25%.
Jeff Gilbert has reaction from Detroit.
The exact rules will be determined by federal regulators, but car makers are already applauding the decision. Ford CEO calls it a win for customers and common sense. This won't lower the current price of a vehicle, but the White House says the older standards would have raised prices by an average of $1,000 a vehicle.
Camp Mystic in Texas, which was devastated by the floods in July, is adding safety upgrades to reopen next year. Trevor Sohaki reports.
Camp Mystic is installing 4 flood warning monitors, high-tech flood warning monitors along the Guadalupe River at its Cypress Lake location. And it said it's working with other camps and other property owners along the Texas Hill Country to install 100 more of those flood warning monitors all along the Guadalupe River along its banks.
The floods killed 25 campers and 2 counselors. The owners plan to build a memorial for those who died. Stocks finished higher. This is CBS News.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
An accused serial rapist dead. The story coming up at first. KIRO News Radio Traffic. Here's Nate Connors.
All right, Heather, Seattle Sports has our update. Tacoma South 5, you've got a backup from the Puyallup River Bridge down to about 7:05 as we just cleared that earlier disabled truck about 10 minutes ago. Had a couple lanes blocked. Tacoma to Olympia, 35 minutes. Down in DuPont, northbound I-5 at Stillicum-DuPont Road, we've got a collision involving a semi partially blocking the right lane. If you're heading this way, you may want to move out of that far far right lane, or at the very least, slow down as you pass them. Here in Seattle, we're looking good. South 5, minimal crowding between Lake City Way and the Convention Center. North 5 slows briefly between the West Seattle Bridge and I-90. We're slowly filling in southbound 405 now between Factoria and Renton, but Bellevue to Renton still doing good at just 15 minutes. Everywhere else looks great with no surprises in your way. Download the Seattle Sports app to stay in the know with the latest news, scores, and opinions about your favorite teams. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon, I'm Heather Bosch. Former King County Sheriff Dave Reichert confirms that convicted serial killer Gary Ridgway is in failing health.
He's an evil monster.
Reichert was the first detective assigned to the Green River Killer case. Ridgway eventually pleading guilty to murdering nearly 50 girls and women. Reichert telling KIRO 7 TV he predicts
There's never closure for the families, never. His death doesn't change that.
Ridgway is receiving end-of-life care at the state penitentiary. Federal Way Police say Kevin Coe, the notorious South Hill rapist, died this morning.
Investigators say Kevin Coe died inside an adult family home of natural causes. He was convicted for one rape, but was linked to more than 40 assaults in Spokane's South Hill neighborhood. Journalist John Harris, who covered the case for years, hopes that multiple victims he's met can now heal.
I hope that this can bring some closure to his victims and also to the community of Spokane.
Coe recently moved to Federal Way after his release in October. Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
A use of force investigation. A use of force team is investigating after Seattle police fatally shot a man yesterday afternoon in the Rainier Valley. Chief Sean Barnes says the man was waving a handgun near the Othello light rail station.
One officer tried to negotiate or to de-escalate the situation, but again, a person with a weapon, time really is not on your side.
He says the man pointed a gun at the officers who opened fire. A Democratic state lawmaker is pitching a new payroll tax on companies that have more than 50 people for workers who make more than $125,000 a year. Representative Sean Scott says the Well Washington Fund would help pay for education and health care.
There may be no kings in Washington state, but we most certainly do have elites.
State Rep and State Republican Party Chair Jim Walsh tells KIRO Radio's John Curley.
It's all rhetoric. This is or would be a state income tax.
And that's generally considered unconstitutional in Washington state. Amazon is testing a service in Seattle that delivers urgent items in 30 minutes or less. The program, called Amazon Now, covers groceries, toiletries, and even over-the-counter meds. Prime members would pay about $4 per order, plus a small basket fee for orders under $15. This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Cloudy skies today with highs in the mid-40s. It's 46 in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with the KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
And now, it's time for the Jake and Spike Show on KIRO News Radio with your hosts, Jake Skorheim and Spike O'Neill.
Welcome back to the show. 1 hour down, 2 hours to go. Lots of stuff to cover. Should we start down Tacoma way? Why don't we find? Let's look in here. Let's pick a city at random off this wall.
I know what you're doing. Well, then we're not going to Tacoma. Skip ahead to the end of the story.
We're doing a little redesign in our studio.
Yeah.
And one of the things we're going to change is we have this. It's not wallpaper. What is this? It's like
It's fabric that's made for noise reduction.
Yeah, because there's pads behind it. So
it's a sound.
We're in the studio.
Acoustically adjusted room.
It's acoustic.
Yeah. Treatment.
Something.
Acoustic treatment.
Perfect.
Call it a recording studio. A broadcast studio like this.
They put this together, I want to say maybe a decade ago or so it's in need of an update.
And all the communities with which this radio station represents and speaks to find themselves on this wall. You can look in. You can find Maple Valley, Seattle prominently, Olympia, Bremerton, Vashon Island, Mukilteo, Paulsboro, Kent, Linwood, you name it. They're all here.
They're here, except Tacoma, which we do get texts about all the time.
Yeah.
People watch the camera, they watch us live, and they look behind us, they go, "Where's Tacoma?" And we go, yeah, that's So somebody dropped the ball in the designing.
You know,
I'm sure that they didn't mean to. It just happens.
Maybe. We hope.
We hope.
It was a malicious
You're right.
omission of Tacoma.
It may have been somebody who didn't want to highlight Tacoma. But we're going to highlight them right now because down Tacoma way, they passed this. Do you remember this renters Bill of Rights that they passed, which protected? They said protected tenants from a whole bunch of things.
Excessive rent increases, unannounced rent increases. It capped how much rent increases could be put onto the backs of renters.
Yes.
It felt that being in the rental ownership business was just a money-making pile of gold.
That's what they were arguing.
Yeah.
That's what they were arguing. And but now they're considering rolling back. Tacoma City Council is considering kind of rolling back some of these protections, they call them. It was a voter-backed initiative that got this put in place. And now they are considering rolling some of these back, a couple of them that they're talking about rolling back or at least altering. Proposed changes would include shortening the winter eviction moratorium. And then they're also talking about changes to a $10 cap on late fees. Now, what they're saying is, actually, we have some audio of this. We have April Black, who is with the Tacoma Housing Authority. She gives us some insight into why they want to roll some of these things back, which I think is really interesting. Because this is, we're talking about, this is a form of rent control. That's what we're talking about. And she says, there's a problem here and we need to fix it.
Since the moratorium has taken effect, people are going a year or more without paying rent. So that means when we get to eviction, the debts are so high that they can't resolve those debts and they do get evicted. Also, we're left with really high debts that we're having to pay. THA was having to use more than $400,000 of its reserves this year to pay for losses at our properties, and that those were dollars that could have otherwise been spent to serve households on our waiting list.
I mean, if people are taking this as an opportunity to then not pay rent because the penalty for not paying rent is just a 10 spot.
You move on. Or you move on and you leave a year's worth of back rent sitting there with no way for the THA to collect it.
Well,
they have to then cover those losses, which, as Ms. Black said, keeps them from using these properties for other families in need.
Well, they also,
or deserving.
it also, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, they don't have enough consequence or skin in the game for people who are abusing this system.
What's interesting, though, is this exact outcome was one of the predicted outcomes.
The
by
warnings.
People said, like, hey, you're actually stepping over a line here and you're going to do more harm than good. And if you put this in place, what's to stop people from just skipping their rent? Which is exactly now what they're saying they're doing.
To me, it's one of those situations where I think this was a good policy. I think it was a good idea to help. Let me just finish up my point. It was.
No, just kidding. I'm just joking.
I think it's a good policy where you can't. Late fees were becoming just ridiculously onerous of tenants with the best of intentions who found themselves in financial straits, who were falling behind and were going to could make the payment but made it late. Next thing you know, there's a $100 late penalty on a family whose income is stretched as far as it can go to begin with.
Well,
so they put these types of caps on late charges, and with regard to evictions, it's humane to not want to evict people in the dead of winter. Things, the same reason they can't cut off utilities in the dead of winter. Again, they were the best of intentions, but they were just abused by a small percentage of those taking part in this program, which meant it just became untenable. This is why you ever heard the saying, this is why we can't have nice things.
Yeah.
I mean, if a small group of people, a very small, I don't know what percentage it was, were abusing this system.
It was 100%.
Joking. Somewhere between 100 and 2.
It was 150%.
Okay.
Actually, people got second apartments.
You see what I'm saying, though? This is why we can't have nice policies, nice programs like this.
But
when
this
they're
isn't
abused,
a nice. Can I?
Yeah, go ahead.
We have a fun thing that we just did on the show the other day that I'd like to do again.
Sure.
If we could.
Sure.
We had a segment.
Where I shut up and let you talk?
No.
It was fun.
No. You just said your piece, and what I would love to do is try to close your mind on this.
Okay.
Remember we did that thing the other day when I tried to close your mind?
Yes. By the way, you're halfway home because you already closed my mind on rent control.
Well,
already.
This is there.
I know.
This is it.
I'm with you.
So I want to close your mind on this.
It's close. It's still, my mind is still leaking out.
It's still a little bit open. What I want to help you do is shut that door.
Okay.
So I disagree with you that they had good intentions on this.
Okay.
These are all very predictable outcomes. And what I want to highlight a second ago is you just said there that nobody wants to, when you were penalizing people for late payments, there has to be some penalty. We all agree, right?
Agreed.
Otherwise, we see exactly what's happening. $10 is clearly not the number.
Yeah, they went too far in the wrong direction, clearly.
But the market, I think, already probably had given the correct number, which is that these people are not forced to rent these apartments. And when you get into an apartment, like I don't know how many apartments that you rented before you were a homeowner.
Several.
I was in several.
Yeah, and probably half dozen or more.
And they're very specific. They lay out for you exactly what you are expected to do if you're going to rent, and what they are expected to provide you if you're going to rent from them. I mean, what are you getting for your money?
Yeah.
But one of the things that they lay out, at least in every contract that I ever signed, was here would be the penalty if you have a late payment.
And it needs to be prohibited so people don't abuse it.
Now you know what that is going into it. So if you spot that early on, then you can just say, well, I don't agree with that late penalty and I'd like to have some conversations about that. Or I disagree with that. I'm going to look elsewhere for a place to rent. Right?
Sure, yeah.
That would be the conversation that I would have had.
Yeah, yeah.
I assume these people are having those similar conversations. So the idea that they're just being surprised with a late fee that's super high and crazy that they didn't expect, I don't know if that's a reality.
Well, I don't.
Unless you
either.
don't read the small print when you sign a contract,
or unless you don't have a lot of options about how many available properties are there for you to rent. I mean, you're assuming if people don't want to, you have $250 a month late fee on a $1,000 a month, $1,500 a month apartment. Let's make it more realistic.
Sure.
You've got a $250 a month late fee. And, you don't have a lot of options on where you can afford to rent. That's an onerous number. And, I think the people who abuse the $10 late fee thing and didn't pay rent for a year, those are people clearly abusing the system.
Yeah.
People fall into dire straits, and, $250 a month is undoable with regard to a late fee. They didn't intend to be late.
I don't know what the amounts were
and neither
per
do
month.
We're just spitballing.
We came
here.
up with a number. Yeah. But so that's something that I would want to try to close your mind on. And maybe we can play some more cuts and then we can keep working on shutting that door.
Sure.
Let's see here. Other community members are worried about removing these renter protections. Let's hear it. So these are people who would say, we don't want to remove any renter protections. Let's hear what they have to say.
If this goes through, it is very likely that we will see an increase in homelessness, in displacement. A lot of these things are helping families prepare if they need to move, to have a nest egg, to stay housed.
I don't know exactly what she means there. Is she saying a lot of these things are helping families prepare if they're trying to move? Is she suggesting not paying rent is preparing and having a nest egg? I don't understand what she means there.
Well, I think I can only assume from what I'm that very limited out of context clip, if folks are making their rent payments and trying to squirrel away more money every month with regard to savings so they can move to maybe a little bit nicer place or even enter into home ownership. If they're getting with exorbitant late fees every month, it hampers their ability to save money for either a move or a step into ownership. I'm assuming that's what she means by that.
Well, if they're struggling to pay rent and they're being assessed late fees, then they're going to get evicted. If you're not paying rent at the place that you're renting.
But if you're late, every sixth month, every third month, but you've been a good tenant, and
that sounds like a horrible tenant.
Well,
if you're late every third month,
you can tell that you're not a property owner. Because late every third month is pretty much, I'm going to assume, and we're talking about low-income families, low-income housing. I imagine incidents of lateness are much more prevalent in that community than in a more affluent renting.
People a quarter of the year are missing rent payments?
Or late. I'm not talking about
a good tenant?
A steady tenant. If he's late 3-4 times a year, but he always pays in full, always pays his late fees.
Were you ever late as a renter?
Sure, of course I was.
How often?
Probably less than I'm given the example I'm giving, but my old man taught me early and often. You give your word, you keep your word. You got a bill to pay, you pay it on time. That's what you do.
Yeah.
But that's a choice I made, and I had the ability to do so.
Well, I know, folks, but I think.
But folks don't always have the best of intentions, but don't have the financial ability to do these things.
I'm not saying that it's impossible for somebody to miss a rent payment. I totally understand that.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah,
things happen.
I get that.
Your car breaks down this month, and you're on such a tight budget. Your car breaks down, you got to put some new radiator in your car. There goes all the wiggle room you had. Now you're going to be one paycheck late on rent, so you got to go in a week late, and here comes a $100 late fee.
See, but I feel like most landlords, if you are a good renter and you are not constantly late, I would describe what you just described, that person, I would assess them as being a bad tenant, somebody who's late a quarter of the time.
Okay, that's fair.
So if they had an issue that popped, let's say they were a very good tenant, they were always, on time on their rent, and then they had a car issue like you were just discussing,
or a medical bill,
whatever it might be.
Yeah.
I think a landlord would likely be willing to work with that person because it's a pain in the rear end I have friends who own property. I don't own a rental property, but I have friends who rent properties.
I got family members who are property owners, and friends,
it can be a wonderful experience if you have a tenant you like. It can be a big headache if you have a tenant who abuses the system. And if they, a lot of times you can just go to the guy and say, hey, I'm going to be a week late. Can you give me a little cushion?
A little bit of grace. Yeah.
And, have a good relationship with them. Yeah. But if you're skipping rent every third.
Well, skipping rents, that's different. I mean, just missing payments, falling months behind, that I would never describe that as a good tenant.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, though. You're talking about a relationship with a renter and a rentee, right?
Yeah.
Most cases, I think, you'll find in property management, these are big corporations or big companies owning multiple properties. You don't have the grace of a landlord to say, hey, I'm a little late this month. Can you throw me a week? You don't have those opportunities or those because you've got a corporation owning 18 buildings.
Well,
and it's in your contract, and I don't care if you're a good guy and I like you, but it's in the contract. The late fee's coming whether you got it or not.
I hear what you're saying, but but it's on your plate.
I hear you.
The late fee, you signed up. You signed an agreement.
Yeah.
Hopefully, you've got a property manager that has some kind of a human connection with you.
I hear you. But I think that's why I said this was the best of intention and a good program going in. I think is when you find folks that find themselves in difficult situations, you want to limit how much circumstance will hurt them financially. 10 was too far in the wrong direction.
Here's the problem I have with it. It discourages rental properties. It discourages people from wanting to get into the rental market.
You're 100% right because you've seen a decrease in people who are willing to get into that arena.
And we saw that in Tacoma when they did this. It was 2 years ago when they did this. We saw flight of people who were no longer renting those apartments, or condos, no longer renting those single-family homes, literally like disappearing.
And that's why corporations were able to buy up all those properties.
And they sold those properties. People were happy to buy them, but they're not rental properties anymore. So it decreases the
market.
It makes it more expensive for people because you have less options.
Was it Brazil?
We talked about Argentina last week.
And you laid out what the cause and effect.
Well, the supply and demand.
Yeah, exactly. And it hurt the market overall.
It's like a collectible baseball card. It's valuable because there's a limited number. If there's a ton of them, then they're not as valuable. Yeah. And so that's why I didn't like this rental protection thing because I actually think it did chase out rentals in that area. It made it more expensive.
So as the story stands, the city council is considering amendments to this initiative, right?
To roll these back,
they're not scrapping it.
They've recognized that for the property owners, this is
it's becoming hard. It's driving them out of business. It's an overstep.
Yeah.
Exactly right.
Overstep.
So taking a look at it and fine tuning it. The program.
Fine tuning it a little bit. I think that's a nice way.
That's a reasonable solution.
Fine tune it.
Working together.
Okay, let's talk real fast before we have to jump into a break here. Real fast about sitting in traffic. Did you see the story? Seattle Times had this. A bunch of people had this. We spend a lot of time sitting in traffic.
We do.
We're still not pre-pandemic level traffic because not enough people have returned to work yet to make that as busy as it was.
Okay.
I think pre-2019, drivers were spending 74 hours in traffic. Is that per year?
That's got to be. It's a year.
That must be a year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's 74 a year? That doesn't seem like a crazy amount to me.
That's 2 work weeks, though. That's a lot. 2 weeks of work.
Yeah, but it's
billable work.
Yeah, but it's 2 hours a week. Less than 2 hours. Hour and a half a week. Is that right? 74 hours?
74 hours stuck in congestion.
Roughly an hour and a half a week.
We're 10th in the nation.
And let me just clarify something, because you just said in congestion. That's not total commute time.
True.
That's in sitting on your
That's just
hands.
sitting.
That's doing nothing time. Yeah. It's not moving time.
Yeah, because you might have a longer commute than you like, but you're talking about just
nobody's got a 2-hour a week commute unless you're working out of your garage. You got a 2-hour a week
You're a
commute.
turtle sitting in traffic doing nothing.
Right.
Let's see here. Motorists spent this is from Seattle Times, motorists spent nearly 3 extra days behind the wheel as a typical driver in the metro region lost 68 hours to traffic congestion, 2025. It's up 8% from last year. 19 hours more than the national average.
We're like top 10 worst.
Top 10 worst in the country.
Nation. Yeah.
We're 22nd worst in the world.
Well, I say congratulations to Seattle.
Listen to this.
That means business is great.
Congratulations.
People are moving here.
Well,
right?
I wish
the
that was
price
the case.
of success.
I wish that was the case. You saw the office rentals.
Yeah.
Number one market of rental loss is Seattle. Isn't that crazy?
You know what?
For
though?
businesses.
People saw that coming, though. Smart people who owned commercial property were getting out of the business.
They said, we're going to do somewhere else.
And I think that's due in large part to the fact that
maybe work from home. Maybe some work from home.
Work from home, right? The evolution of what COVID, maybe some people call the silver lining of the COVID shutdowns, where we came to realize that we didn't need to be, in all cases, didn't need to be chained to your desk at all times.
It's interesting because
a lot of companies benefit and need it. I think we do here. There's a collaborative effort that's in-person work provides.
Do you think that we as people need to be working in person, or should we be at home?
I think we do. I think we need to be together.
I kind of feel the same way.
Yeah.
Like, as I'm now older and a little more experienced in life, and I look back on times in life where I was able to work from home, I don't know that I was as happy a person when I was not out of the house.
How can you be?
To speak nothing of my family.
No,
I love my family.
No, they're wonderful.
Maybe a little bit. But you know
in
what I mean?
moderation.
Oh, working no
All
play
things
makes Jacka. Is it a dull boy?
A dull boy. Yeah, psychopathic killer didn't fit on the page.
It's nice to get out.
It is.
I think put on pants.
It
feels good to
put
on pants.
We're a social beast.
Yeah.
We are a communal beast, the human species. And we need contact with others.
We do, but not in traffic.
But not stuck in your car.
That's a community I do not need to be a part
Good
of.
for this business, though, buddy.
Yeah, it is. Actually, if you guys are stuck in traffic right now, text us.
I vote against every road levy there is.
I take that back. If you're in traffic, don't text us. You're not supposed to be texting and driving.
If you're stuck and not moving.
If you're stuck in some of these 68 hours of congestion traffic where you're physically not moving.
Why haven't we heard from you more?
Then text us. 888-973-5476. But not if it's unsafe. Pull over to the side of the road and text us. That's what I want you to do. That'll speed traffic up.
Yeah.
All right. We got a lot more coming up. Stick around. We will be right back.
This hour is brought to you by Insulation Northwest.
Save the date, Wednesday, December 10th. Join KIRO Newsradio and Treehouse for the 37th Annual Holiday Magic, providing holiday gifts and year-round support for more than 6,500 kids in foster care statewide. Over the past 36 years of Holiday Magic, we've delivered 182,000 gifts across our state. Join KIRO Newsradio and Treehouse this year and share the joy of the holiday season. Wednesday, December 10th. Text MAGIC to 888-973-5476 to learn more.
Honey, look, 4 calling birds.
Do they have cell phones?
Well, yeah. They're called calling birds because they have 4 lines of Cricket 5G.
How do they pay?
Oh, easy. Each line is only $25 a month.
Who are they calling?
Beats me. One sec, gotta take this.
Join Cricket Nation and get 4 lines for $25 per month each. Smile, you're on Cricket.
Cricket may temporarily slow data speeds if the network is busy. New lines only. All lines must be selected. Unlimited plan fees. Terms and restrictions apply. Cricket 5G requires a compatible device and is not available everywhere. See cricketwireless.com for details.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-275-1728. That's 800-275-1728.
Health insurance is broken, but it doesn't have to be. That's why Scan Health Plan was founded as a nonprofit, so we can create Medicare Advantage plans that focus on the real needs of seniors. We've been people first since 1977, and we're here to make Medicare work hard for you, because you deserve more than a broken system. You deserve a plan that fights for you. Visit scandifference.org to learn more. Scan Health Plan is an HMO plan with a Medicare contract. Enrollment in Scan Health Plan depends on contract renewal.
Are your investment dollars working as hard as they should be? You've spent years building your future. Don't let outdated advice put it at risk. Hi, I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth. We're a veteran-owned firm proud to bring a new standard of financial care to the Seattle area. Our nationally recognized advisors are fiduciaries, ethically bound to put your interests first. That's the highest standard of care in the industry. As a privately held company, we answer to you, our valued clients, not shareholders. For households with $500,000 or more, let us build you a customized plan. From Bellevue to Tacoma, get advice you can count on. It's time to take a fresh look at your financial plan. Call Trajan Wealth, 206-656-3300. That's 206-656-3300. Trajan Wealth. Plan smarter, dream bigger.
Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
I'm worried.
About what?
Water.
Oh?
Hot water, if you really want to know.
Water heater worries?
Worried it's wearing down.
Running out?
The hot doesn't last like it used to.
So you're...
Worried.
I got a guaranteed fix.
Let me guess. A new water heater.
Right, but...
That's what worries me.
Well, worry no more.
Why?
What you need is an Apollo Plumbing water heater.
Because?
We include Wrenchy's worry-free warranty.
Wrenchy's what?
Worry-free warranty.
Which means?
When it wears out, we replace it.
No extra charge.
As an A-List Club member, you're covered for life.
For life?
For as long as you're an A-List member. You get annual life-extending water heater flushes included.
So it lasts longer.
Right.
And when it needs replacement,
you're covered.
With no worries.
Because it's Wrenchy's
worry-free warranty.
What else would you expect from the Ready Right Now plumbers?
Apollo Plumbing.
Home of Wrenchy's worry-free warranty.
What about tankless ones?
Worry-free too.
Gotta love that Wrenchy.
ApolloPlumbing.com.
Get ready, because Murphy Auction is closing out the year with a massive Marysville equipment auction with the complete dispersal of AA rentals, 7 mini excavators, 17 skid steers, tractors, backhoes, telescopic forklifts, and over 100 gas-powered landscaping tools. Need something heavier? A John Deere 85G excavator, a Hitachi ZX290LC, a Cat CS563E roller, and 10 high-reach boom lifts, plus 3 big-time dump trucks hit the block, a 2018 Kenworth T880 Super Solo, a 2019 Peterbilt quad axle, and a 2005 Kenworth G800 quad axle, plus a fleet of 6 2017 to 2019 Peterbilt 567 tractors. Auction opens 10 a.m. Thursday, December 4th, and closes 10 a.m. Thursday, December 11th. Preview is Tuesday and Wednesday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. at 3803 136th Street Northeast in Marysville. Visit murphyauction.com for details.
Hi, this is Keith Dashafi, owner of Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington. This holiday season, give your home the gift it's been waiting for. Beautiful new windows and doors from Pella, making your home brighter, cozier, and more energy efficient for the year ahead. Right now, enjoy 40% off qualifying installs or 24 months of zero interest with equal payments. Premium products, expert installation, and service that feels like family. It's why homeowners across the Northwest trust Pella. Visit PellaPNW.com to schedule your in-home consultation today.
Experience the thrill of seeing orcas and humpback whales with Puget Sound Express. Join their family-run tours for guaranteed whale sightings, departing daily from Edmonds. These are Seattle's most popular and well-reviewed whale tours. Book now at PugetSoundExpress.com.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and MyNorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Aaron Granillo. We are now getting a better picture of who will be helping Seattle Mayor-elect Katie Wilson run the city when she takes office next month. KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey has more.
Katie Wilson is tapping a mix of City Hall veterans and longtime allies. Her deputy mayor will be Brian Surratt, who worked under former mayor Ed Murray. In 2021, he shared policy thoughts on affordability.
More and more people of all income stripe levels need to be living in downtown.
Kate Burnett-Kreuzer, Wilson's longtime ally and treasurer of Wilson's nonprofit lobbying firm Transit Riders Union, will serve as chief of staff. Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
Seattle could get a boost ahead of the 2026 World Cup. A bipartisan bill in Congress aims to send $50 million to cities hosting major events. The money would fund transit, roads, and sidewalks. Washington Democratic Congressman Rick Larson is teaming up with a Utah Republican on the measure. And in the Senate, Washington's Maria Cantwell is backing a similar bipartisan proposal. Out of the closing bell reports, Amazon is promising deliveries in 30 minutes or less in Seattle. CBS's Michael Wallace with details on that service called Amazon Now.
When customers place an order for groceries, household items, or electronics, they can check the navigation bar for a 30-minute delivery option. Amazon Prime members will pay a $3.99 delivery fee per order, while non-members will pay $13.99. Amazon says it's working with smaller, specialized facilities in those two cities, allowing for the faster delivery times. Customers can track their orders and tip their delivery drivers if they want to. Michael Wallace, CBS News.
Mexico is giving its workers a raise. Starting next year, the country's minimum wage will rise 13% to about 315 pesos a day. That's roughly $17 US. Wages will jump even higher near the U.S. border to about $25 a day. Government also plans to trim Mexico's 48-hour work week to 40 hours by 2030. On Wall Street, it was an up day. Dow gained 408, NASDAQ up 40, S&P ahead by 20 points. 1:33 now. We go to the real-time traffic desk with Nate Connors.
Hey, thanks, Aaron. Lake Washington Windows and Doors has the update. Smooth sailing across the region this afternoon. We still have this collision in DuPont, North 5 at Stillicum DuPont Road. It's taking up your right lane, but not much of a backup here. This is right between an on-ramp from Center Drive and the off-ramp to Stillicum DuPont. So if you're taking either of those ramps, you'll kind of have to work your way around this. Northbound on the Valley Freeway, taking you about 15 minutes to make your way through the Pacific Bridge work zone, where you're down to a single lane. Here in Seattle, things look great. South 5, you're a little crowded through the downtown core, nothing too heavy. And South 405 does get heavy just briefly through Factoria. Bellevue to Renton, a 15-minute trip. And we've got backups at the Hood Canal Bridge as that just reopened to vehicle traffic. Right now, buy one, get one 50% off at Lake Washington Windows and Doors, plus 12 months of zero-interest financing. Visit lakewashingtonwindows.com. KIRO News Radio Real-Time Traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
And your forecast now brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Mostly cloudy and mainly dry for today. Some light rain at times come tomorrow. Right now, 47 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Welcome back to the show. Spike, are you a big snow person? Do you enjoy the snow?
Oh, gosh, yes.
You skied? You snowboard?
Both. Not in quite a while, obviously, but yes.
Obviously.
Well, I'm not. I don't.
You might ski.
I could ski. I'd go faster than I used to. The inability to stop or turn really helps you pick up momentum going downhill. I picked up skiing late in life. I skateboarded my entirety of my youth. Mm-hmm. I used to live on a skateboard as a teenager.
It's pretty fun.
It's a blast. And so I thought I'd be a natural at snowboarding. I really wasn't. I could competently snowboard, but I was a better skier.
Yeah, snowboarding's tough. I did a lot of skateboarding when I was young. I was not very good at it. Most of the time I was just on the ground.
Strapped to the board is a whole different beast if you're unaccustomed to being a skateboarder.
You can just quickly hop off.
Hop off and correct your mistakes. Not when you're strapped in. I learned
for me
face first.
For me, it was actually the same as skateboarding because I fell a lot skateboarding, and then I would fall a lot snowboarding.
There you go.
So I was like, this checks out.
You learn to fall on the other hip because that first hip hurts so much from falling so much. Yeah.
I found snowboarding way more painful than skiing.
I completely agree.
Skiing is. Do you think skiing is an older person's thing?
It's different beast. I think
totally
whether you're skiing or snowboarder, totally different skill sets,
Yeah.
different arts, different wrecks. They're wonderful. Back to your point. I love snow. I love skiing.
Yes.
I love it. I loved sharing it with my father-in-law who taught me to ski.
Oh, did he really?
My kids who I taught to ski. You know, that multi-generational gap of getting the family all geared up and schlepping up the hill.
And you grew up on the East Coast. Is there not a lot of skiing in that area?
We had
limited mountains.
I think a highway overpass was the high point in the state of Maryland.
Oh, was it?
It was so we did. We had
you guys are a beach community.
Well, we had Western Maryland had hills. It rolls into West Virginia and Western Pennsylvania.
But you say hills. You did not say mountains.
Not say nothing back on the East Coast. Even the ski resort areas of Pennsylvania, the Adirondacks. They're not mountains.
Are they
Those are hills.
Are they bunny slopes? I mean, like
3,500, 5,000 feet. If the highest, I'm probably less than 4,000 feet.
Really?
Eastern. I maybe people will check in my math. I'm probably wrong, but nothing like you got out here.
We've got
the least scariest among us here in the Pacific Northwest would be the crown jewel of the part of the country I grew up in.
Ah, that's nice.
It's wonderful.
It's
here.
a beautiful. I took to skiing late. I attempted snowboarding young. And then when I married my wife, sounds like same with you.
Yeah.
I married into a skiing family.
Exactly.
So then I started trying to ski.
My father-in-law was a mountaineer.
Was he really?
Taught crevasse rescue at Stevens Pass.
Really?
Into his late 70s. Yeah. Yep.
So he's one of those guys skiing around. He's got the board behind him.
Oh yeah.
He would like pull a person down.
You betcha.
Oh, that's fun.
And he was telemark skiing, which is the free heel skiing. That very European.
What does that mean?
Telemark is where instead of having your boot locked in, just your toes.
Yes, so you can kind of like it
almost
looks like slalom skiing on the water or something.
Yeah. The old man loves the snow.
That's fun.
So when I
want to get up skiing now,
right?
You've talked about
when
it.
I think of skiing in the past here, I was taught to ski every Wednesday night after work, the old man would take me up to Stevens Pass or to Snoqualmie Pass.
Yeah.
And he taught me to ski in like 6 straight weeks.
Ski bus?
Every
Did
Wednesday.
you take a ski bus up there, or did you guys just drive?
We just drove up, he and I. Just he and I, because Wednesdays with no crowd, he could let me fall, and he taught me to ski.
Night skiing, cheaper.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that's perfect.
Great.
Well, right now, there's only one, looks like as of right now, it looks like there's only one resort that's actually open, which is a shame. We're in December. It's really confusing when you grow up here and you grow up around these beautiful mountains. We don't get snow in December usually. It's usually late. We get
a little bit later.
Later in the season. But traditionally, at least in movies, Christmas is always blanketed in snow.
You'd hope.
So you grow up with this false sense of hope that you're going to get snow on Christmas, and it rarely happens. Do you remember?
Everybody's dreaming of a white Christmas.
White Christmases?
Sure, of course.
Few and far between, though. Yeah. Most of them are green and soggy.
Yeah,
it's just not as catchy.
Here. We had one here a couple of years ago. We had a white Christmas in Seattle.
Yeah.
But I could count them I've been in this part of the country 36 years now, and I could count them on one hand.
Sure.
The white Christmases we've had.
Yeah.
And I love driving through the pass when the snow's falling and the ski areas are open. Love seeing it. Love the white covered hills.
Well, you wouldn't love it right now because apparently, according to Stevens Pass is still waiting to open up. They're having to postpone. They were supposed to. What's their opening day? Was their opening day supposed to be on Friday?
Everyone wanted to open like right after Thanksgiving.
That's when
you get that weekend rush crowd, people going with families. Yep.
And now they're having to postpone it because they just don't have the snowpack that they need. Crystal Mountain also has postponed its opening date. The only one open that I can see is Mission Ridge, unless you guys are going to text in and tell me different. Mission Ridge Ski and Board Resort.
Oh, I love Mission Ridge.
Will open as planned.
Right there in Wenatchee area along the Columbia.
Yeah.
Yep. The old man moved to Wenatchee because he could see Mission Ridge's ski area from the deck of his house. He had a telescope. He could see snow conditions from the deck of his house.
Did you ever have any big wipeouts?
Oh my
skiing?
God, yard sales we call those.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Did you ever actually hurt yourself?
Never had a cast.
Yeah.
Sprained some things. Sprained a wrist or two. Twisted an ankle or two.
Give us a little view of what skiing Spike is dressed like. Are you in a one-piece snowsuit?
No.
I would like that.
Would you?
A one-piece snow, yeah, like old 1980s style.
The lovely and truly unpleasant Mrs. O'Neill has a couple of those vintage 80s style ski suits. Yep.
My wife's been looking for one.
In neon white with neon stripe colors. Look straight out of a Madonna video.
Yes.
You ever see Hot Tub Time Machine?
Yeah, I was just going to say.
They could have shopped in our closet.
When they go back in time, and then suddenly everybody's in this awesome looking seat. But I got
a couple of those hanging in my closet, and they're good ones too.
They look good.
Yeah, Obermeyer, I think they are.
High quality.
Yeah, quality. Yeah. That's why we still have them after 20 years.
Yeah.
They still hold up. You bet.
I'm going to try to find one.
Me, I was in the unit Big Five clearance rack.
Oh,
that's
for
where
sure.
I shopped.
Yeah.
You bet.
Absolutely.
Yep. Bright yellow, though. Bright yellow jacket for me. I wanted the ski patrol to find me when I would go off course. And
that's very smart.
Accidentally. When I say go off course, I wasn't an backcountry skier. I couldn't stay on the trail.
Are you worried about getting caught up in an avalanche? Did you ever worry about that?
I haven't. No. I groomed areas, ski patrols, lifts, hot cocoa. That's my skiing.
Yeah.
I'm not a backcountry skier. I'm not an off-course skier.
They sell. Have you seen those backpacks that they sell for people who do go off, was it backcountry? Did you call it backcountry skiing?
Backcountry skiing.
They have these backpacks where you just pull a little cord and it puts a little bubble around you.
Yeah. Technology is life-saving, absolutely.
But it's like a James Bond thing.
Beacons where they can locate you and find you buried under,
or your body.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's still dangerous. You're still in a remote area where it's hard for people to get to you quickly.
Well, these things
things can help a lot.
Hugely. And these things that inflate, the idea is that they keep you on the surface of the snow as it's going down.
And you roll down like a ball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they also have, I think some of them have some sort of an oxygen element to it, so you can get like some little bits
often
of
how people
air.
are lost.
So insane. Was it on the show last year that you and I talked to a guy or played a video of a guy who rescued somebody in
Yes.
Do you remember that?
I do remember that.
Who just happened to be backcountry skiing and happened to go around a corner, look down, and he saw the bottom of a set of skis.
Yeah. Guy was face down in a tree well, right?
He was face down in a tree well, and he would have died were it not for this hero who then pulled him out.
Yeah. What
are the odds of that?
That's a gift. That's higher. That's divine intervention.
You're right. God led him to that guy, and he goes, "You guys save this fellow."
He never goes that way. He was off the track, off the beaten course.
Oh my gosh, so scary.
You know what's worse? Those are horrible moments. We got a couple atmospheric rivers coming through. So the ski areas, I don't know if anytime soon that these ski areas are going to open.
Maybe if we get a lot of precipitation down here,
the elevations will get some snow. Maybe. I hope.
Because we have 2 atmospheric rivers.
But isn't that warm air that brings these atmospheric rivers? Where's Ted Beaner when we need him? I think when the atmospheric rivers come in like they do, it's a warm, moist front that comes through, and just any snow that is accumulated usually gets washed away.
Yeah.
And with this warm weather and this much moisture, you can't make your way out of a snow shortage. The snowmakers back east, that's what it was. It was always. It's man-made snow. Man-made snow, which is the worst.
Yeah.
Must as well go ice skating on the side of the hill. It's the worst.
That's not skiing.
Nope.
That is not skiing. Well, watch out for those atmospheric rivers. There's 2 of them, like you said.
We're going to get doused in this week and next. Here comes the flooding.
Could be some flooding.
Yep. Here comes landslides.
I do feel like they're leaning into this atmospheric river thing a little heavy.
We talked about this before, man. Yeah, there's big money in scary weather.
When I was a kid, they called it rain.
Yep.
Now it's a river. Rain is no longer enough.
Atmospheric river.
Or now it's a river.
Right. There should be bulletins and alerts on your phone coming in.
It's too much. Too much, folks. All right. We got a lot more coming up. Stick around. Oh, this is a really interesting story about ads. Ads that you hate and that you see and you go like, boy, they really missed the mark. They might actually be trying to make you annoyed with them.
Yeah.
Because maybe that works.
They bullseyed the mark.
We'll talk about it. Stick around. Right back.
The Closing Bell is brought to you by Trajan Wealth Management.
Save the date, Wednesday, December 10th. Join KIRO Newsradio and Treehouse for the 37th Annual Holiday Magic, providing holiday gifts and year-round support for more than 6,500 kids in foster care statewide. Over the past 36 years of Holiday Magic, we've delivered 182,000 gifts across our state. Join KIRO Newsradio and Treehouse this year and share the joy of the holiday season. Wednesday, December 10th. Text MAGIC to 888-973-5476 to learn more.
Just how good is Pure Talk's current deal for unlimited wireless? Well, you might say it's the deal of your lifetime. Because right now, for just $29.95 a month, Pure Talk is offering unlimited talk, text, and data for life. Not your phone's life, your life. This is Pure Talk's top-tier plan. It comes with a crazy fast 5G network along with a 30-gig hotspot. And at just $29.95 a month, there has never been a better opportunity to lock in a ridiculously low rate for as long as you live. And save thousands and thousands of dollars along the way. This plan is normally $65 a month, but if you switch today, you will save over 50% every single month for the rest of your life. See what I mean? It really is the deal of your lifetime. Dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe. Offer ends 12/7. Some restrictions apply. Details at puretalk.com.
This is the story of the one. As the purchasing manager at a manufacturing plant, she knows the only thing more important than having the right safety gear is having it there when you need it. That's why she partners with Grainger for auto reordering, so her team members can count on her to have cut-resistant gloves on hand, and each shift can run safely and efficiently. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-583-6681. That's 800-583-6681.
I love the fact that Mike Novak sells more homes than anybody else. This guy works so hard. You know what's happening? People are selling their homes again. And if you don't have Mike Novak's name on that sign, well, you're wasting your time and your house is just going to be sitting on the market. Mike is so confident that he can sell your house quickly. And for more, you'll pay no commission if Mike Novak doesn't sell that home in 21 days. So go to meetthenovaks.com. I'll spell Novaks for you. Novaks. Meetthenovaks.com.
Cold is beginning, rats are moving and mold is creeping and water seeping in. It's hard to be a homeowner, we know.
Without American Crawl Space and Pest Services, it is hard to be a homeowner. Dave Ross here. American Crawl are the heroes to call for insulation and pest issues because in addition to their great reviews and decades of experience, they also give out the most PSE insulation rebates of any insulation company in the state.
American Crawl, the heroes you call.
Get your free inspection at AmericanCrawl.com.
One day, the words on the page blur. You hold the menu a little farther away. It's subtle until it's not. At Near and Far Vision Partners, we help you see clearly, near, far, and in between. Expert surgeons, advanced technology, sharper focus for every moment. Schedule your complimentary consultation at nearandfarvision.com or call 425-900-2414. Near and Far Vision Partners in Bothell.
Are you looking at senior living options for you or a loved one? If so, you likely have many questions like, what can I afford? How long will my savings last? And if I run out of money, will I have to move out? If these questions are weighing on you, I'm here to talk you through different solutions. Hi, I'm Amanda from Care Partners Senior Living. At Care Partners, we're focused on offering high-quality, compassionate care at very affordable prices to help stretch and preserve your assets. And if you ever run out of funds and need to convert to Medicaid, you won't have to move. We have vibrant communities throughout Western Washington, Spokane, and Arizona offering independent, assisted living, and memory care. Our caregivers are some of the most loving and genuine people you'll ever meet. Stretch your assets, preserve your estate, and never worry about moving. That's peace of mind in the Care Partners Living difference. Learn more at carepartnersliving.com. Care Partners is excited to announce our newest communities in Port Orchard, Sumner, Snohomish, and North Creek Bothell. Visit carepartnersliving.com.
For over 50 years, Bucky's Complete Auto Repair has been the one locals trust for fast, friendly service with guaranteed repairs. With 16 family-owned locations and a Carfax preferred badge, Bucky's makes it easy with same-day service and available financing. Visit buckys.com.
Cars for Kids reminds you time is running out to donate your car for 2025. Call 877-CARS4KIDS now to secure your 2025 tax deduction and vacation voucher. That's Cars with a K. Hurry, time's running out. Check off the wish list with instant savings and free battery offers on select steel tools. Shop online or in store.
What's your holiday tradition? For most, it's gathering with a joyful meal. Unfortunately, for many families, that tradition feels out of reach. To help, please donate to Nourishing Neighbors the next time you're at Safeway checkout or visit nourishingneighbors.com.
KIRO News Radio has your chance to win 4 tickets to the Seahawks game, Sunday, December 14th. Head to the KIRO News Radio app, click the Win tab in the bottom right corner, and enter to win. You can enter once per day, so the more times you enter through the KIRO News Radio app, the better your odds will be. Do it every day, December 2nd through December 8th. Details and rules at mynorthwest.com/win. From the station where the 12s hear the Hawks, KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM.
Welcome back to the show. This was a really interesting article. Spike, you really found this fascinating. This is a Washington Post piece about ads. You see an ad sometimes and you kind of raise a brow and you go like, boy, they really missed the mark on that.
Yeah, they actually make you mad at the product. I can't believe somebody put this product out. We had a conversation a week or so ago about a company that was letting you pick your baby.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That particular ad is mentioned in this.
Yeah, the ad said these babies have good genes.
Right, and that was a play on the Sydney Sweeney ad, which got a ton of controversy. Which is the overall point of this article in the Times, is that the emotional outrage people have with social media, with divided politics. We've known for a long time that the algorithms of social media feed what gets us engaged, and what gets us engaged even easier than something we like is something we dislike. Mm-hmm. Anger and outrage is such a more easily triggered emotion than happy, or I like this.
Sure.
I'm mad at this. Oftentimes people go to social media to find out what they can be mad about, because it gives them a sense of, well, that's crazy, that's wrong, I know better. And it makes them feel good about themselves. I know that picking the genetic makeup of your baby, 86 and a baby that doesn't have blue eyes as a potential in vitro egg, it makes people crazy mad. The company that did that, by the way, had their business 500% increase in inquiries into their business because of those ads everybody hated. And advertisers have realized that they can draw eyeballs in with ads that are just controversial or even ads that make people mad.
Sure.
And they do that oftentimes they will start an online fight. They'll create a product that they don't care about and advertise.
Because they just want mad engagement. They don't care
they want the engagement.
Why you're doing it.
And people will ride that wave of anger and outrage and upset. And advertisers on Madison Avenue, which for the longest time only relied on, it's got to make you feel good. We watch Mad Men.
Sure.
The evolution of advertising and the psychology of advertising it's a science and it's a business and it's evolved. And now it's evolved to the point where advertisers know that there's more money in making people mad than making people happy.
That is interesting that they would, because you do see those sometimes and you just go, how is it possible? They spent money on these. Could they get it so wrong? You feel like they're disconnected from reality.
Right.
But they're maybe even more dialed into, and maybe it's not reality, but it's like they know what's going to work.
They know
what's
going to draw. It's all about grabbing eyeballs.
Yeah.
It's all about the commodity is our attention. Our eyeballs.
What would be interesting to see if it actually translates to sales, though. Like I can see where it would draw a lot of attention.
Right.
But attention doesn't necessarily mean, because you still have to.
You have to want a product, right?
You have to vote for a product with your dollars. Are you willing to spend money on a product that you hate? I can't imagine somebody doing that.
Let me give you an example where this, and you're right, people aren't going to buy something they hate. The Kardashians, brilliant marketers,
Sure.
for whatever you think about them as a talent or a worthwhile,
or lack thereof, yes,
or lack thereof. Right, I'm with you there. They've got so many product lines that they sell,
you can make
right?
big lips, you can make big everything.
They remember about a month ago there was this product that they launched that were like artificial. They were called merkins.
Artificial
body hair of the nether regions.
Huh?
Yeah.
I miss this one.
Well, this was.
What is that?
It was a women's underwear that had artificial hair, because so many. I bring that up because people went nuts on this product from a negative standpoint. Hated it. But their traffic to their website where other things are sold, went through the roof.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
So they put this.
So you get them there with kind of a product that
exactly.
might be
You get them mad. I
got
to see. I can't believe it. Show me this. What are these merkins are called? Oh, what is this? This is crazy.
Boy, your lips look really big. How do I do that?
But their makeup line. Yeah, a lot of people are crazy about their makeup line. Let's go there. Anyway, it's rage bait is the term for getting our eyeballs, for getting our attention. Because I heard Ursula debating this product, and they were both like, "This is stupid and nuts," and we have turned a corner as a society. We've gone down an alley as a society. But to the marketing department of their advertising and product empire, good on them. They get it.
They've cracked the code.
They get it, and the thing is, once somebody finds something that works in marketing, everybody copycats it.
Which is what an algorithm is.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So
click on something, your eyeballs hover on something just a little bit too long.
Right, and you come back to it, you pick up your phone. What have these idiots done today?
Yeah.
Whatever side you think are idiots, that they've done something today, and you can't wait to find out what it is, so you feel better about yourself. And people throw their advertisements, and not just for bad products, but people throw their advertisements into the rage bait on social media.
Yeah.
That's where all the advertisement dollars go, man.
When we come back, we have other stuff we're going to talk about, but this makes me think of something that I was just reading recently. We'll do it at the top of next hour.
Okay.
But I have a phone talking about this rage stuff.
Okay.
I have a phone comparison that I'd like to make when we
do
come
it.
back. All right. Stick around. We'll be right back.
Save the date, Wednesday, December 10th. Join KIRO Newsradio and Treehouse for the 37th Annual Holiday Magic, providing holiday gifts and year-round support for more than 6,500 kids in foster care statewide. Over the past 36 years of Holiday Magic, we've delivered 182,000 gifts across our state. Join KIRO Newsradio and Treehouse this year and share the joy of the holiday season. Wednesday, December 10th. Text MAGIC to 888-973-5476 to learn more.
An official message from Medicare.
Medicare plans change from one year to the next. And this year, it's important for you to review your current coverage and compare all your options during Medicare open enrollment. Compare health plans, drug coverage, and costs. See if you can save some money, and don't forget to make sure your drugs are covered. Open enrollment ends December 7th. Visit Medicare.gov or call 1-800-MEDICARE.
Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Welcome back to Winter Hack Radio, the place for clever hacks to survive the season. Icy driveway? Well, try spreading sand or birdseed to help with traction. Snowy puppy paws? Well, grab a whisk, brush it off, done. Catch COVID-19? Well, just get...
Actually, there's no hack for COVID-19. But if you test positive, prescription medications for COVID exist. Ask your doctor if they're right for you. Visit PfizerForAll.com to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Eric Johnson here. I spent the past 30 years working to help make our community better informed, better protected when it comes to consumer issues, and better equipped to take on whatever life throws at us. That's why I love the free Washington Accident book series from Davis Law Group. These books keep us better informed about the law, better able to protect ourselves on and off the road, and better off when all is said and done after an accident. Chris Davis didn't have to write these books. He did it because he saw a need. People who were in accidents or other legal situations didn't know what to do, what pictures to take, documents to request. Only a tiny fraction of the people who get these free books will ever become clients of Davis Law Group, but that's not the point. Chris wrote them because it was the right thing to do. The free Washington Accident Book Series is a must-have for drivers who want to be prepared for whatever the road might throw at them. Get yours at WashingtonAccidentBooks.com.
You know us. We're the heating and air conditioning company with the big colorful logo and the recognizable trucks you see all over Western Washington. You know us as the company that believes in the good we're doing and the impact home comfort has on your personal happiness. In its third generation, our family-owned business has been improving the lives of our customers every day since 1957. Call the experts in installation, service, and repair. Bob's Heating and Air Conditioning. Your family's comfort is our family's business.
Well, the wet, chilly weather has certainly arrived. It's Mike Salk here, and if your attic and crawl space are well insulated, your home should be fine. Should feel cozy and warm without your furnace having to work overtime. But you'd be surprised to learn how many homes in Western Washington lack insulation in these spaces. It's why you call Crawl Pros. If you're feeling cold drafts or seeing that heating bill spike, now's a great time to learn if you got anything going on behind that crawl space or attic by calling Crawl Pros. They'll come out to your house just like they did to mine, do the corner-to-corner inspection. In my case, they found the problem, showed me the pictures, and then they got it all fixed. Now, if they do discover your home is under or improperly insulated, they'll show you all the utility rebates that are available to help you get the work done correctly. Like if you're a PSE customer and your home was built before 1990, you could get a rebate to cover up to 95% of the cost of the insulation job. If you're worried anything is going on in your crawl space or attic, including critters, water intrusion, mold, plumbing issues, anything, call Crawl Pros and schedule your free corner-to-corner inspection at crawlpros.com.
Your best source for local news. KIRO Newsradio, KIRO FM and HD1, Tacoma, Seattle, Northwest News.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Progressive Insurance.
I'm Cammie McCormick. The Pentagon's internal watchdog has determined Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth jeopardized sensitive military information in a chat on the Signal messaging app. It found he shared certain details about military operations in Yemen. CBS's James Laporta.
What sources are telling us about the Inspector General report, which is set to be published tomorrow, the unclassified version, is this, that if those messages had been intercepted by an adversary, it could have potentially put American troops in danger, and it could have potentially jeopardized the entire operation that they were doing.
Lawmakers had called for an independent investigation into the matter. Tomorrow, they are set to question the admiral, who Hegseth says ordered a second strike on a suspected drug boat back in September, reportedly killing 2 survivors of the first strike. CBS's Weijia Jiang at the White House.
Hopefully a lot of questions will be answered, but again, this is a classified briefing, so it really just depends on what lawmakers can talk about afterward. But tomorrow is a really big day to determine, or try to determine, what happened and why.
The president is easing mileage standards for vehicles. Linda Kenyon reports.
President Trump says the standards put in place by the Biden administration were too costly.
Biden's burdensome regulations helped cause the price of cars to soar more than 25%.
Surrounded by Republican lawmakers and automotive industry leaders, the president said the so-called electric car mandate will be a thing of the past.
People want the gasoline car. They want everything. They want electric. They want to have lots of alternatives.
While there is no federal policy requiring auto companies to sell electric vehicles, some states have imposed rules of their own that significantly reduce greenhouse gas emissions. Linda Kenyon, CBS News, the White House.
Immigration enforcement operations are underway now in New Orleans, and in Minneapolis, they're bracing for the same, but in this case, targeting Somalis.
I've been here since 1994. I was only 3 years old when I came, and this is my home, and this has got to stop.
Mayor Jacob Fry.
We stand firm and rock solid with the Somali people here in Minneapolis.
The administration has halted all immigration applications filed by people from 19 countries. That includes the completion of citizenship ceremonies for legal U.S. permanent residents from those countries. Immigration attorney Greg Chen.
This is hurting American families and businesses
people who've been waiting for a long time. And it's important to recognize here that these people's cases have already been thoroughly vetted.
On Wall Street, stocks finished higher. This is CBS News.
Brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Not only does Progressive let you bundle your insurance, they also give you round-the-clock protection. Quote today at Progressive.com.
Coming up, a notorious sex offender dies in Federal Way. That's after Nate Connors at the real-time traffic desk.
All right, Aaron, the Emerald Queen Casino has the update. Looking good on our major routes this afternoon. DuPont, we just cleared that earlier collision, North 5 at Stillicum DuPont Road. The drive between Olympia and Tacoma and vice versa, wide open. Northbound on the Valley Freeway, taking about 10 minutes now to make your way through that Pacific Bridge work zone. Southbound 167 is now crowded between Pacific and Sumner. The drive through Seattle looks good, just minimal slowing through downtown in both directions of I-5. South 405 still a little heavy through Factoria. Bellevue to Renton, 15 to 20 minutes max. And up in Everett, eastbound 526, heavy leaving the Boeing factory over to I-5. Prepare to be enchanted. Mentalists and illusionists, the Clairvoyants, come to the Emerald Queen Casino December 4th for a holiday spectacular. The Clairvoyants, December 4th, only at Emerald Queen Casino. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon, I'm Aaron Granillo, and this just in. Seattle police say 2 officers suffered minor injuries today when an armed suspect rammed their police vehicle. This happened near 4th and Jackson in the Chinatown International District. Police say they arrested that man who used a stolen vehicle to ram the cop car. The man known as the Spokane South Hill rapist has died. This is according to Federal Way Police. We get more from KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey.
Investigators say Kevin Coe died of natural causes. He was convicted for just 1 rape, but was linked to more than 40 assaults in Spokane's South Hill neighborhood. Journalist John Harris, who covered the case for more than a decade, did not mince words reacting to the news.
It might be a bit harsh, but I'm glad he's gone from this earth. This is just not a human being that needed to be on this earth any longer.
Coe recently moved to Federal Way after his release in October. Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
As Seattle police look for the man who brutally attacked an 88-year-old woman, we are now hearing from that victim. Emma Cotton says the stranger attacked her on her porch back in October, biting off her finger before escaping.
Nobody heard me screaming and hollering or anything, but I'm here today, so God heard me.
He says the man wanted her rings. Crime Stoppers now offering a $1,000 reward for information that leads to an arrest. One of the teens arrested for shooting at a Seattle officer last weekend is apparently well known to law enforcement. KIRO News Radio's James Lynch tells us he'd been wanted on a separate charge since early this year.
Pierce County prosecutors say the 16-year-old boy was just 15 back in February and part of a group of 3 boys all under the age of 16 who allegedly shot and killed 18-year-old Messiah Washington. Police in Pierce County have been looking for him ever since. Adam Faber is with the Pierce County Prosecutor's Office.
He has been charged in a homicide here in Pierce County, and a bench warrant has been active for him since that time.
The boy is expected to be handed over to Pierce County at some point to face a murder charge. James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
And your forecast now brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Mostly cloudy skies today and mainly dry. Tomorrow, light rain returns. Right now, 48 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
And now, it's time for the Jake and Spike Show on KIRO News Radio with your hosts, Jake Skorheim and Spike O'Neill.
Welcome to the show. 2 hours down, 1 hour to go. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. If you want to be part of the conversation, you can text us always, 888-973-5476. At the end of this hour, we will take the cream of the crop, whatever the best texts are, if they're funny or they're particularly insightful, whatever they are, we are going to read those. So you can get those in, and that's a lot of fun. And we have some regulars who very often make it in because they've always got great insights into things, which is fun for us. Before the break, Spike, I was telling you I just want to talk about something. It's a little off topic, but it's kind of on topic with just general stuff going on in the world today. We had this really great story yesterday about AI teddy bears.
Yes.
People should go to the website and check this out. They wrote up the story, and there's also a video embedded in there, so you can just watch the whole interview. We did this interview with this researcher. Is it R.J. Cross? Is that her name? Do I have that name right? R.J. Cross. She's out of Boston, and they were doing research into these new toys that are popping up on the market.
With AI components.
With AI components. Because companies have realized that there's a vacuum there that can be filled, and you can get why not put AI into what children used to do with their minds? Now we can have AI do it for you.
Right.
Genius.
The kid won't have to get out of his chair or use his mind at all. We'll just tell him what to think and
absolutely
turn little lumps of love.
Even if what to think is about BDSM and kinks and sexual fetishes, and also how to start fires.
Or buy knives.
Or buy knives.
Or how to keep your parents from finding out what you're researching.
Yes.
The bear teaches kids how to keep what they're talking about secret from their parents.
It's one
just
of
our little secret.
We do a lot of topics and a lot of stories, and we do interviews and stuff on the show. I got more text from friends who listened yesterday and were like, that bear thing was crazy. That was nuts. It really is. You guys got to go see it. It's on mynorthwest.com. Go check it out right now. But I was thinking about it yesterday after the show, and I was just kind of floating there in the back of my mind, as thoughts do for all of us. And so I'm reading my kids right now. I told you this. I'm reading them The Hobbit.
Yeah.
It's so fun. It's so much fun.
Tolkien was a brilliant writer.
Brilliant.
Yep.
So I'm reading them The Hobbit, but because I know The Hobbit, I wanted to go back for myself. So I'm reading them at bedtime, The Hobbit, and then for myself, I'm re-listening to the Lord of the Rings trilogy. Started with The Fellowship of the Ring, and I'm listening to that as I drive in to and from work.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, so like for 2 hours a day, I get to listen to one of my favorite stories of all time.
Where are you at? You mind if I ask where you're at in the trilogy? Where are they?
I'm in Fellowship of the Ring right now. Okay. Bilbo has just said his farewell. So I just started this morning. Bilbo has just said his farewell. He's given his huge party for himself. He's magically
111st, right?
He's 111 years old. Yeah. 111st birthday. You're right. And he's sitting there in his hobbit hole, and he's about to leave on this exciting adventure, this last adventure of Bilbo's. And he's about to leave, and the dwarves are waiting for him outside, and he's going to go. And Gandalf notices that he goes, are you leaving everything to Frodo? And he says, yes, I'm leaving everything, of course. Blah, blah, blah. It's time he's your heir. His own household. He's your heir.
I don't teach those Saxville Bagginses. I love this story.
I love how much you love this.
Go ahead.
We both love it. It's so great. It's so great. And he's sitting there, and Gandalf says, well, what about that ring of yours, that magical ring?
Whatever happened to that old,
Yeah. And Bilbo says, well, of course I'm leaving that for him too. And he goes, well, where is it? And he goes, well, if you must know, it's in an envelope on the mantle. And then he stops himself and he goes, actually, wait a minute. No, it's here in my pocket. How about that? Then he has this kind of crisis of confidence in his decision. He says, well, maybe I don't need to give it to him. I mean, it is mine. I did find it. Yeah. It's my ring. I'm going to keep it. And he lashes out and he gets angry at Gandalf because he doesn't want to give this thing up. And Gandalf tries to convince him, and he says, you should give it up. It's not healthy for you. It's not good for you. It's doing bad things to you.
Right.
It's a magical ring, and we don't know the powers of these magical rings, and I don't think you're prepared for this power. You're just a sweet little hobbit. You've had it long enough. You need to let it go.
Yeah.
And he doesn't want to let it go. And he has to rely on the good advice of somebody he trusts, Gandalf, who's like a father figure, to say, this is not good for you. You shouldn't have this. Yeah. Now, eventually, we understand, Gandalf doesn't even know at this point in the Fellowship, but we understand eventually that this is, of course, Sauron's ring.
Yeah.
And this is the one ring to rule them all, the one ring to find them and in the darkness bind them.
In the land of Mordor where the shadows lie. You bet, yeah.
And what do people call it?
Precious. Right.
And Bilbo says that. Yeah. In that moment, he says precious, and Gandalf goes, you're not the first person to call
say
it
that. That's right.
And I thought to myself, as I'm sitting there listening to this, and I've already gotten to work at this point, but it's so good, I'm just sitting in my car listening.
That's why
I was late. I apologize, guys.
Now we know.
And I'm sitting there listening. I'm like, is there a better analogy for cell phones, what they have become for us?
That's a great point. No,
I think
you're
there
spot
is.
on. No, the way it's woven into our mind, the shadow over us, changing who we are,
Changes
fundamentally
who we are.
changing who we are as a person, which is what Gandalf warned Bilbo about. You are not who you are not yourself.
Yes.
Right. And then the shadow passed, and
isn't that
left
such
the ring.
Unfortunate analogy that just works?
It's funny because a lot of people say that the Lord of the Rings was written about World War I and II, about good and evil, and it's all stories are based in good and evil, whether it's Lord of the Rings or Star Wars. It's all good versus evil. There's a hero, there's a villain, bada boom, bada bing. But these human stories, there's a thread line through all of them. This phone that was supposed to be a good thing, that ring was a good thing, right? It was power.
Yeah.
But it corrupted, man, and it changed who you were fundamentally as a person. I think your phone analogy is spot on.
And it scared me. As I was sitting there listening to it, I was like, you could take this and just replace this with phone, which means social media, which means everything that phones are.
Yes.
The
one eye that can see everything you do.
That was the part of me.
Yes.
That was the part where he talks about feeling like he had to have it with him, otherwise he got anxious.
Yep.
He says, sometimes I need to just pat my pocket to know that it's in my pocket. And I thought to myself, a shiver, something passed, a shadow passed over me. And I went, oh, I've done that.
Yeah.
Where it's in my pocket, or I'm like, it's sitting in front of me right now, and it's just like, well, how did this get here?
Yeah,
I could have sworn I put this behind me on the desk.
Yes, I put an envelope. Yes.
And then in 10 seconds when we go to commercial break, I'll just check my phone real fast and see what's on my phone.
Yeah.
Ba. The one ring to rule them all, and in the darkness bind them.
One ringtone to rule them all. It's funny.
Scaring me, man.
This last weekend, I can't believe I'm even bringing this up. Last weekend, I worked at the Washington Husky game in Skorheim, right? I do every home game. I have for years. And I get up into the press box, and I run a bit late, and it's a busy day, and it's a big game for when Oregon comes to town because there's bigger media presence than any other game of the year. There's more representatives.
Local rivalries.
Well, yeah, and plus it's a national game. You know, we've got national broadcast in the building as well. Long story short, I left my phone in the car. And I realized that when I was already up in the press box prepping for the day's work. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, I've got about 70 minutes till kickoff. I've got enough time to go to my car and get my phone and bring it back should somebody need me.
Sure.
Because I'm so important. And I made a decision, no, you know what? I'm going to let it go for 4 hours. And I did. Let it go.
Was it good for you?
It was great for me. I didn't think of it, didn't need it, none of it. It was wonderful. But there was that moment. Can I go 4 hours without holding my precious? Without checking the scores of the other games? What if my wife needs me?
Yes.
It's our lifeline.
It's become all of our precious.
It has. And I left in my car 4 hours, got back to the car. There was like 18 messages from my wife. Why aren't you,
Yeah.
It happens. But I just had that same kind of a moment this weekend, and I survived.
Yeah, you made it.
The shadow passed.
Yes, the shadow passed over you. Good for you.
Awesome.
But it's scary because I was reading this study. We talked about it a little bit yesterday when we were talking about that AI story. But this National Institute of Health, also it was in the Journal of Pediatrics where they published this study, and they looked at all of these kids, and they found that when you give a phone to children under 12, I'm going to read a little bit from this here. Found that children under 12 who had smartphones faced a higher risk of depression, obesity, sleep deprivation, and the younger a child acquired a phone, the higher their risk of obesity and poor sleep by the time that they were 12, according to the study. They looked at 10,000 kids to do this, and
deterioration of social skills.
Deterioration of social skills.
Yep.
They start alienating themselves. They do it. They pull
isolate
away from friend groups.
Right. They go live under a cave under the mountain.
They 100%.
Eyes get buggy.
Paddling around in a boat with their feet.
They're eating raw fish. It's awful.
Everybody's becoming these golems with these phones.
You're not wrong, bud. You're not wrong.
And then I have conversations. I've had conversations with friends who have kids who go like, well, if I would have known what the phone was going to become for my teenager when I gave it to him, I wish I would
have known now.
I wish I would have gave him a dumb phone. I wish I wouldn't have given him that power. Because it's so much power to wield, and you're not the one wielding it.
No, not at all.
It's wielding its power over you. And we see this as adults. You and I do this.
Yeah.
And
I'm powerless.
Yeah.
Right?
Me too.
We're asking a kid to make right decisions and
How could they possibly
not fall victim to the algorithmic, garbage that's pushed on your kid because, as our earlier conversation, anger, and that's what they want is eyeballs and attention. What's going to get you to re-engage?
And like
kids
exactly, just like you were saying last segment.
Oh,
it reinforces bad things because that's what it thinks it's going to get you to engage.
Yeah. And
it's a depression device. That's what it is.
The story of the AI toys that we brought yesterday, and I highly recommend go to the website and hear this back. asking a kid to engage with this toy as opposed to engage with their own friends.
Yeah.
If you want to put the toy down and go outside, this research group found the toy talks you out of it.
It's going to be lonely.
Yeah, the toy makes you feel guilty about going outside to play with real people and real friends.
My precious.
Right?
Ugh. Creepy.
But
it's a great book if you've not read Lord of the Rings recently. I mean, most people have read it, but if you haven't read it recently, it's
worth a reread.
It's worth a listen to again, for sure. Lots of fun.
Nice.
Speaking of amazing technology, Amazon has 30 minutes or less delivery.
How is this possible?
How can they do this?
30 minutes or less. Were they starting pizzas now? Is that the program?
No. I don't think it's just pizzas, right? I don't think they deliver pizzas.
No, I don't think they do.
If they did, though, they do it cheap. That's for sure. They do it fast and cheap.
One day wasn't enough. Same day delivery wasn't enough. Within an 8-hour window wasn't enough. It's 30 minutes.
So $3.98. There's an extra fee if you're an Amazon Prime member and you need it within 30 minutes. There's only certain items right now
that are available.
It's depending on like your location and the location of the
distribution
distribution
I imagine
center.
they can't get to the Eastern Bum.
But they're building them everywhere. So
Distribution centers?
eventually, I assume everybody's, because it's kind of a pilot program, but everybody's going to eventually have access to 30 minutes or less.
Is that going to be drone based as well? When I first saw this, I'm like, it's got to be drone, right? I mean, we talked last half hour about how we're the 10th most congested city in the. How can they guarantee that?
These will be drivers who drive it over. So $3.99 is going to be your extra fee on an order that you need in under 30 minutes. And if you're a non-Prime customer, then you pay an extra $13.99 fee. That's going to stop a lot of people from ordering eggs if you're going to pay an extra $14.
$14 if you're not a Prime member. But let me ask you this. If you've got to get something, you go run out in the car to get it. 30 minutes is faster than I can get in my car, drive to the store, and drive home.
Yeah.
$3.99 is probably about the gas I'm spending.
And you're talking about just driving yourself. Imagine you're a parent who's got tote around little kids.
Right, and put them in the car. You're dying to pay $3.99 to not have to go somewhere and have it here within the hour.
You'd be happy to have it. Totally right.
Thank you, Amazon.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
You remember back in the day?
I wish that guy made even more money.
He deserves. Isn't it funny? Because like back in the day, pizza, that was the big thing.
That was it.
But they only offered one product.
Right.
And it was always within a delivery range of like whatever the 1.5 miles or whatever it is, which is kind of what Amazon's doing here. But they have a lot more products. I mean, it's an amazing accomplishment if they're able to roll it out in larger markets.
And that's the volume of scale. That's why he's able to do it. Jeff Bezos.
Yeah.
This model that he put together of, online retailing, it's the volume of scale that allows him to be competitive against brick and mortar, which has given him the upper hand on every bit of retail, every aspect of retail. Now it's in the realm of delivery. First it was free delivery, then it was rush delivery, now it's instant delivery.
Do you think it really is almost instant? They're going to predict now what you need. That's coming next.
They already do.
It's going to be predictive things.
They already do.
Do you think so?
Of course they do. Based on your history, you may also enjoy blank.
Yeah.
They know what you like.
I see you go through a lot of toilet paper.
Yeah. Plus, we just shipped you all this food.
Yeah.
It's Black Friday. You know what you need?
We're going to get you coming and going.
And we're going to have a Black Friday price on it. It's crazy how they get. And
do you think he set out when he started selling books? Because that's how Amazon started, right? It was a book.
Yeah.
I remember using Amazon in college.
Yeah.
In the early 2000s. And it was a place where after my very expensive books, which I would purchase for classes, I at least could get something back if I sold them on Amazon. Now, you had to go, I'd have to wrap them in paper and ship them off to Lord knows where. But I could get something back because those college textbooks are like 50, 60 bucks, 120 bucks a piece.
You usually get something out of it, yeah.
Yes. And that's what I knew Amazon for. And then he's now 30 minutes or less if you need eggs. Like, do you think he did how could you get to that level of success without it being planned? Like it cannot be random.
I think it was planned. I think he saw the path forward.
Just a mad genius.
Yeah, I think so. From a retail perspective, from an opportunity perspective, and again, it's all fueled by volume of scale.
Yeah,
and the resources to buy up competitive products and make sure they're on your website, or buy up or recreate products that
you're creating the marketplace, then you see what sells, and you go like,
I can make that cheaper because I make 10 million of them at a time, and I can offer the exact same product at a better price. They'll buy mine. I can also push mine up the algorithm. When you search for something, I got the right to push mine to the top.
Sure.
He's been sued numerous times for various business practices that eliminate competition. They say it's monopolistic.
Sure.
But when you get that kind of money, you do what you do. I think he's always had the vision of taking over all of retail.
From books to eggs.
Yeah. He's there. And then COVID hit, and it was the perfect solution to that problem at the right place, at the right time.
Yeah, that's true.
With the right product. And again, just kept investing, kept buying up, kept investing, kept expanding. I think he always had world domination. I think he always planned to be ripped and have a shaved head, supermodel wife, rent Venice for. I think he saw that one day.
900-foot
Yeah,
yacht.
you bet.
Those things don't happen by accident.
Got to have a dream.
You're totally right.
Dream big.
They don't happen by accident.
Yeah, no.
Everybody.
I met him once, you know.
Did you like him?
Yeah, he was wonderful. Yeah, our kids were in the same competition, a science fair competition over in Eastern Washington in Wenatchee at a middle school there, and he was just getting started, was just making a name for himself.
Oh, but he was probably already very rich.
Yeah, very rich.
Yeah.
The other people were like, that's Jeff Bezos, and so I started talking to him. We struck up a little conversation, asked what his kid was doing, when's kid's performing, when can I see that? I'll stop by. Man, that sounds interesting. I'll stop by. What's your kid doing? He asked me, and I told him about my kids and never. And was very open and, wonderful. Next year I saw him back and, hey, Mr. Bezos. Hey, Spike, good to see you.
Just he's looking a little more
He's a little more ripped.
Every year.
He had no sleeves on his shirt that second
year. A little less hair, a
Yeah.
little bigger arms. Every single time.
Wasn't that quick. He was still driving his own kids.
Really?
Like that, but yeah.
Now they can fly in jets.
That's right.
They could have a new jet every day.
Yep, they really could.
They could have a new jet every day.
Yeah. But
selling books and eggs.
Books and eggs.
That's where it's at.
Yep.
That's where it's at.
He solved it.
He solved that equation.
And do I feel guilty? Yes, I do feel putting other companies out of business. But do I do it anyway because it saves me money? Absolutely, I do.
Listen, you can have in 30 minutes.
I have 30 minutes.
That company's not giving you 30 minutes.
No, they're not, and they want more.
Listen, that's why he's not selling pizza, because there's already somebody who does that for 30 minutes or less. And he said,
he's doing pharmaceuticals now, right? How many times getting in the pharmaceutical game?
Are they?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we just talked about
you bet. He's going to
supplements.
He's going to start doing health. Well, yeah, he's going to start doing the health insurance. You watch. He's going to put together a health insurance company.
Well, if he can do it for cheaper, I'd like that.
Right?
I would like that. Yeah, I'm happy to buy cheaper insurance.
Put a few companies out of business. I'd be fine with that.
Fine with me. He should start a hospital while he's at it.
Yep.
Make it cheaper to get health care. That'd be nice too.
Oh, you're a Prime member? Oh, I'm sorry.
If you're for an extra $10 a month, you could be a Prime member. Then everything's almost free.
Right.
Yeah.
No waiting in the waiting room.
It's a very good deal.
Close that wound in 30 minutes or less. Now what would you pay?
This was fun talking Lord of the Rings with you.
Great.
We should do that more.
I love it, man.
All right, we got a lot more. This is the best. I said earlier the best story of the day was the. What was the earlier best story of the day that I loved so much? There was another story that I thought was the best. And
we've had a lot of fun today.
12:49. Oh, what was it? I gotta know now.
Oh, fat dog. No more fat dogs.
Fat dog. This is another
drug
animal
loss,
story.
Weight loss drugs for pets.
Even better than fat dogs.
Really?
Yeah. This is about a drunk animal. Yeah.
Well,
you're gonna love it. Stick around. We'll be right back.
Choke Points with Chris Sullivan.
With Choke Points, we try to answer listeners' questions. It can be as simple as a neighborhood stop sign, or it can be as big as the budget for transportation. I don't care. I'll find the answer for you. It's really easy to get a hold of me at mynorthwest.com. We have a direct link there that gets right to me. You can also do it in the app. You can hit me up on the text line.
Choke Points, presented by Carter Subaru. Tuesdays and Thursdays on KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM.
Just how good is Pure Talk's current deal for unlimited wireless? Well, you might say it's the deal of your lifetime. Because right now, for just $29.95 a month, Pure Talk is offering unlimited talk, text, and data for life. Not your phone's life, your life. This is Pure Talk's top-tier plan. It comes with a crazy fast 5G network along with a 30-gig hotspot. And at just $29.95 a month, there has never been a better opportunity to lock in a ridiculously low rate for as long as you live. And save thousands and thousands of dollars along the way. This plan is normally $65 a month, but if you switch today, you will save over 50% every single month for the rest of your life. See what I mean? It really is the deal of your lifetime. Dial pound 250, say micro. Offer ends 12/7. Some restrictions apply. Details at puretalk.com.
It's clogged again.
Your drain?
Just had it cleared.
You didn't call Apollo Plumbing.
How can you tell?
Because your drain's clogged again.
So frustrating.
We can clear that drain.
That's what the last guy said.
We'll clear it, guaranteed.
He said that too.
Apollo Plumbing will clear your drain, or it's free.
Wait, what?
Apollo Plumbing clears your drain.
Or it's free?
Yep.
What's the catch?
No catch.
Fine print?
Apollo Plumbing clears your main drain for $83.
$83, or it's free?
And we'll even give you a camera inspection.
Because?
It's the best way to find what's causing your clog.
But that's extra.
Nope, included.
No extra charge?
Not 1 cent.
83 or it's free.
All it takes is an accessible outside cleanout.
And an Apollo plumber.
No clog is safe from Apollo Plumbing.
And just like that, my main drain is...
Draining again.
How can you...
Apollo plumbers are that good.
83 or it's free.
You call, we come.
My drain's draining again.
Guaranteed.
83 or it's free.
As it should be.
Apollo Plumbing.
ApolloPlumbing.com.
This holiday season, you might not realize you've had a little bit too much to drink at the company party until you find yourself pulled over on the way home for a DUI. This is Jonathan Dichter from DUI Heroes, here to remind you that even good people make simple mistakes. Our team of heroes is ready to help you through this season to make sure you can get back to the things that are most important, your family and your life. Call us now at 1-800-DUI-HERO or find us online at DUIHeroes.com.
AAA asked me if I would change my name from Sir Mix-a-Lot to Sir Mix-a-Lot. I said, why would I do that? They said, you're more than just a rapper. You're a car collector. You're a businessman. You're an inventor. Just like AAA is more than just towing. They have awesome travel advisors and insurance agents. And they got 3 A's in their name. Maybe I should change my name. Give me 3 A's. Mix, A, mix, A. When I say mix, give me 3 A's. Mix, A.
Hi, this is Keith Dashafi, owner of Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington. If your home is bracing for cold drafts, frosty glass, or that one window that just won't open, it might be time for an upgrade. Right now, treat your home with 40% off qualifying installs or 24 months of 0% interest with equal payments. It's the gift your house actually wants, because it definitely didn't ask for another inflatable snowman. With premium products, expert installation, and local service that feels like family, we'll get your home holiday ready. Visit PellaPNW.com today.
What if you could have reliable and intelligent Wi-Fi? And get this, what if you could keep it at the same price for 5 years? That's the Xfinity 5-year price guarantee. 5 years of Wi-Fi that boosts speeds to the devices that need them most. That finds and fixes problems before you even notice them. Like super intelligent Wi-Fi with a 6th sense. And that keeps you gaming in the fast lane, even when the whole family is banking on bandwidth. All your devices working in perfect harmony for 5 whole years. And here's the best part. No annual contracts, no hidden fees, and our best equipment included. Hey, let's face it, a lot can change in 5 years. Kids grow taller, dreams grow bigger. But your Wi-Fi? It would stay reliable and the price would stay put. The Xfinity 5-year price guarantee. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities. Xfinity. Imagine that. Select plans only. Restrictions apply.
For over 50 years, Bucky's Complete Auto Repair has been the one locals trust for honest pricing, expert service, and guaranteed repairs. This dedication has earned them a Carfax Preferred designation. At Bucky's, every customer gets detailed Carfax updates, timely service reminders, and a full service history, all at your fingertips. With 16 family-owned locations, no appointment needed, and easy financing, Bucky's makes auto care simple. Visit Bucky's.com today and drive with confidence. Bucky's.com.
Hurry, time's running out. Check off the wish list with instant savings and free battery offers on select steel tools. Shop online or in-store.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Aaron Granillo. President Trump says he is rolling back federal fuel economy standards. He says those standards put in place by the Biden administration were too costly.
People want the gasoline car. They want everything. They want electric. They want to have lots of alternatives, but they do want the gasoline car. Right now, it's leading away by a lot.
There is no federal policy requiring auto companies to sell EVs, though some states, including Washington, do have their own rules that are aimed at reducing greenhouse gas emissions. Washington State Department of Transportation now faces a $50 million wrongful death lawsuit. KIRO News Radio's Frank Lenzi reports.
The family of a Monroe woman filed the suit last month. She died last year in a head-on crash along Highway 2 near Three Lakes Road. According to the Everett Herald, the complaint says WashDOT did not take proper action to correct hazards along the highway. Police say a suspected DUI driver crossed the center line and slammed into the vehicle driven by 55-year-old Tu Lam, who died at the scene. Frank Lenzi, KIRO News Radio.
Washington Congresswoman Pramila Jayapal today introduced a bill to reform the immigration detention system.
We are here today to say enough.
The so-called Dignity for Immigrants bill would scale back detentions, banning them outright for children and families. The proposal coming as federal authorities announce the start of a new immigration enforcement crackdown in the New Orleans region. CBS's Katie Weiss is there.
Now, one thing that I found interesting as well was that the city here seemed quite subdued on Tuesday. Jackson Square, which is normally a popular tourist area with lots of street vendors selling their artwork and things of that nature, those folks were not there. It appeared to be a bit of a ghost town.
3 Washington companies agreed to pay nearly $5.5 million to settle allegations that they illegally received pandemic relief loans. Federal prosecutors say 2 companies had too many employees to qualify for the Paycheck Protection Program loans. A third was disqualified because it sold cannabis. The companies did not admit any wrongdoing. Takes us to 2:33, and we have Nate Connors now with the real-time traffic desk.
And this report brought to you by ProSculpt. The commute is calm across the map this afternoon. Of course, we'll start to see volumes picking up here in the next 30, 40 minutes or so. So right now is a good time to make that trip if you can. Here's what we're seeing. A little crowding North 5 in Everett between the Boeing Freeway and Highway 2. Everett to Marysville, a typical 10-minute trip. The drive to Everett from Seattle and Bellevue, wide open. South 5 into Seattle, starting to fill in through downtown, starting at 520. North 5, you're crowded from the West Seattle Bridge into downtown. Eastbound on the West Seattle Bridge, you're going to jam up at Highway 99. That continues over to I-5. Bellevue to Renton, a 20-minute drive. It's heavy through Factoria, and both directions of the Valley Freeway were thick this afternoon through Pacific. ProSculpt, the one-day permanent fat loss and skin tightening solution for men and women, offered by New Skin Med Spa in Bellevue. Book your free consultation at prosculpt.com. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Staying calm and on the cooler side today with highs in the upper 40s, mainly dry, and tomorrow some light rain starts to return. Right now, 48 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Welcome back to the show. If you guys are not on our live stream and watching us, you should definitely get on there because you're going to enjoy the segment more if you can see what we are seeing, which we'll show in just a second. But you can go to YouTube and you can search KIRO News Radio 97.3, and you can find the Jake and Spike Show live. That'll pop up there, and you can click on and watch us and
enrich your experience.
Enrich your experience.
Yep,
yeah, it's a whole new dimension. It's great. You can also get the KIRO Radio app, which we highly recommend, and then you just click a little button and you're watching us. It's a ton of fun. All right. So there was a headline. This was on Black Friday. This is in, I believe this is in Virginia. And there was a headline that said that the local Hanover County Animal Protection and Shelter put out. And they said, Black Friday break-in at Ashland ABC store, which is a liquor store.
ABC, you bet, big chain.
Suspect apprehended after liquor-fueled rampage. Now, you might ask yourself, like, why is Animal Protection and Shelter putting this out? You think this would be a police matter.
Mm-hmm. But then we remember it's Virginia.
Oh, you're right. You're right. Absolutely. Let me read to you from their Facebook post. It's really funny. And we have pictures of, look at that rampage. Good Lord.
Right? But you'll notice that only the lower shelves have been ransacked.
You're totally right. You're totally right.
But the investigative mind doesn't miss tips like that.
See, but you're like a detective.
Right. You look at, okay.
You see that and you say, all right.
Yeah, okay.
You see that. It looks like there's some prints there. What kind of prints are they?
There's too many prints is what I'm seeing.
On Saturday morning, Officer Martin responded to an unusual call at the Ashland ABC store. Upon arriving, she discovered the suspect had broken in, ransacked several shelves, and then passed out in the bathroom. All right, now let's go see the bathroom.
What we have here is...
That's the... Keep going. Keep going.
Well, what you have is the results of a life of bad decision-making is what you have. What you have is a suspect of approximately 24 to 30 inches in length. I'd venture to guess between 9 and 14 pounds. Mm-hmm. Gray fur, black trim. Can't see his eyes because they're bloodshot and closed.
Also behind a black stripe.
we got
stripy tail.
A passed out, on his face, drunken raccoon next to the toilet, which I'm sure is full of more bad decisions coming back to haunt him.
How funny is this picture? I mean, literally, this raccoon could have passed out drunk anywhere.
Sure.
But he decided to pass out drunk. He could be in a frat house. Like, if you were like, if this was a if this was a college raccoon and he's trying to
He's pledging a fraternity.
and it's like things got a little away from him.
Yeah, but you can. I think maybe you can speak to. I know I can from personal experience.
Yeah.
How a nice, cool porcelain toy. How good that feels.
Boy.
On the throbbing
Feels
head of
way better than it should.
He's a poor thing.
I can speak to that. You're right.
Yeah, I know I can. Oh boy.
Isn't it horrible that such an awful place could feel so good?
It's right where you need to be, right there, right now. It's where God
it's
puts
so
you.
useful.
It is.
It's cooling you down. It's like the other side of the pillow, but you can also vomit into it. But this little raccoon, and he ends up on the floor. He's so adorable. I just want to pick him up and let him burp on your shoulder or something.
Yeah.
He's so cute. He's a bad boy. He's a bad boy.
Bad life choices.
So here's what the rest of the post says. Officer Martin safely secured our masked bandit. That's funny. And transported him back to the shelter to sober up before questioning.
In the night in the tank.
This is from Hanover County Animal Protection Shelter in Virginia. After a few hours of sleep and zero signs of injury, other than maybe a hangover and poor life choices, that's what it says, he was safely released back to the wild, hopefully having learned that breaking and entering is not the answer.
No. Still last seen checking into the Quivering Claws Recovery Center.
Yeah.
For alcoholic animals.
This is a horrible life choices. You're totally right.
Seriously. Hey, I just thought, didn't we a couple months ago have a story of a baby raccoon that was drunk?
Digging in a
Remember? Digging in a dumpster.
Was it a liquor dumpster?
I think it was fermented fruit or something.
Liquor away.
It was fermented fruit.
It was fermented,
from a grocer. And an animal rescue agent had to perform little like CPR, a little mouth-to-mouth on this baby raccoon, pumping his little chest.
Yes.
Right? But they released him, and he was able to go off on his own.
After he sobered up.
After he sobered up, but maybe with a bad, horrible addiction.
I think you might be right.
Maybe this is...
Is this the sad conclusion?
It's a life choices not learned, life lessons not learned.
Depressing. We were all wishing him so much goodwill,
Sure,
hoping
as
he'd
he
clean his
waddled
life
off.
up.
Yeah, one night in the dumpster. Who hasn't? Come on.
Who hasn't done that? Why does that dumpster feel so cold?
It's not the rest of your life.
And he ends up breaking
Go
into
to
a
Lake
liquor
Great
store.
Pattern. It's not your fault.
Drunk.
Oh,
this poor little raccoon.
And kudos to the good folks at the Hanover County Animal Protection.
Yeah, very sweet folks.
Yeah.
Very sweet folks.
Yeah, get him back on that straight and narrow.
Did you ever have any animals growing up that got into stuff that they shouldn't have gotten into? We had a dog who lived, she was like unbelievable. She lived to 19 years old.
Oh, it's wonderful.
Super long. So I had that dog from the time I was
Is this the previously mentioned overweight Lucky?
No. That was,
okay.
No. We sent her fat butt out of here. No, she Lucky eventually passed. She was very sweet.
I don't mean to laugh. I'm sorry.
No, and you know what? And Lucky, she slimmed out.
Okay.
And it suited her. Some people just have more of a jovial nature.
Sure.
Lucky did.
Nice.
She was fine. She didn't live as long as 19 years, but this was my first dog, and she was a beautiful black lab, like a collie or something, like long hair.
Okay.
Long hair. Beautiful dog. And she got into, she like the dog just that wouldn't quit. She got into a thing of antifreeze, which is, they say keep away from pets because it's very sweet.
Oh,
like it smells sweet to them. I mean, you smell antifreeze before.
Yeah,
it has kind of a sweeter smell. So when animals eat that, it's very often fatal.
Yeah.
As anybody would if you don't eat antifreeze. But she lapped it up. And she was fine. Because she was just, I don't know what this dog, and she got hit by a car 3 different times.
What?
3 times.
And this one wasn't named Lucky?
And you're right. No, she wasn't even the lucky one.
Sorry.
Now, it speaks, it reflects poorly on my parents' ability to keep track of their animals, that she got hit by a car 3 times and drank antifreeze.
Yeah.
But, and one of their other dogs was morbidly obese, but they love these animals. And sometimes animals just make poor life choices, just like this raccoon did, just like my dog did. But she lived through it. This raccoon lived. He's going to be fine. He or she's going to be fine.
Yeah.
This feels like a boy decision. I think this is a boy raccoon. And eventually, he's going to work his way out of it, and he's going to be okay.
I hope so. I have nothing but hope and optimism for him getting on the straight and narrow. And
Absolutely.
Cleaner life with better decisions.
Yeah. Maybe one day he'll own his own store.
He did tear a non-alcoholic, also soda pop. He did tear that liquor store a new one, though. Look at that.
What was he thinking? Little drunk. All right, when we come back, you guys can still text us if you'd like to. 888-973-5476. We got a ton of texts today. We got a bunch of them about rent control. We got a bunch about whether or not you should be taxing businesses.
We're going to tax them out of the community. Yeah.
Is there a point in which you're going to push them away and then it does more harm than whatever revenue good you're hoping to pick up? Lots of stuff to talk about. So we'll get to that next. And Spike just showed me a picture of a.
This is
AI. AI is already on the raccoon story.
This is actually drinking.
That's hilarious.
Oh my god!
All right, ridiculous. It's a little raccoon, and he's like tossing back a bottle of.
It's hitting it hard.
Bartlett and James next to the
holidays.
toilet. It is the holidays. Yeah. People make mistakes during the holidays. All right, we got your text messages coming up next. Stick around. We will be right back.
Save the date, Wednesday, December 10th. Join KIRO Newsradio and Treehouse for the 37th Annual Holiday Magic, providing holiday gifts and year-round support for more than 6,500 kids in foster care statewide. Over the past 36 years of Holiday Magic, we've delivered 182,000 gifts across our state. Join KIRO Newsradio and Treehouse this year and share the joy of the holiday season. Wednesday, December 10th. Text MAGIC to 888-973-5476 to learn more.
What's your holiday tradition? It's G. Scott here. For me, it's gathering with loved ones around a meal that brings joy. For many families, that tradition feels out of reach. Next time you shop at Safeway, please donate to Nourishing Neighbors. Your gift provides groceries to families across Washington, giving them access to nutritious food and the dignity to shop like the rest of us and choose what's meaningful for their holiday table. Visit nourishingneighbors.com and donate at your Safeway checkout. That's nourishingneighbors.com.
The Puyallup Tribe of Indians and Salish Cancer Center are excited to announce the third annual Giving Hope Gala. You can help support the Giving Hope Gala December 13th at the Emerald Queen Casino Event Center and raise money for the Patient Financial Assistance Fund. The Salish Cancer Center helps anyone battling cancer, and attending this incredible event supports that cause. For tickets, sponsorship, and additional information on the Giving Hope Gala, visit puyalluptribe-nsn.gov. That's puyalluptribe-nsn.gov.
This is the story of the one. As the purchasing manager at a manufacturing plant, she knows the only thing more important than having the right safety gear is having it there when you need it. That's why she partners with Grainger for auto reordering, so her team members can count on her to have cut-resistant gloves on hand, and each shift can run safely and efficiently. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-583-6681. That's 800-583-6681.
Comcast Business is celebrating the holidays by giving your business the $1,000 holiday bonus when you switch to a gig-speed internet package. Just imagine the thousands of possibilities of a $1,000 prepaid card. Like possibility number 12, the new laptop for the office holiday hero. Or possibility number 108, smart speakers to deck those hallways. Or possibility number 192, new equipment for the new year. Or possibility number 555, Bluetooth holiday lights for office decor. Switch to Comcast Business, designed for 100% reliability with business internet and wireless connect, plus advanced cybersecurity, and now get the $1,000 holiday bonus. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Ends 12/14/25. New customers only with 2-year agreement. Requires qualifying gig package. Other restrictions apply.
Get ready, because Murphy Auction is closing out the year with a massive Marysville equipment auction with the complete dispersal of AA rentals, 7 mini excavators, 17 skid steers, tractors, backhoes, telescopic forklifts, and over 100 gas-powered landscaping tools. Need something heavier? A John Deere 85G excavator, a Hitachi ZX290LC, a Cat CS563E roller, and 10 high-reach boom lifts, plus 3 big-time dump trucks hit the block, a 2018 Kenworth T880 Super Solo, a 2019 Peterbilt quad axle, and a 2005 Kenworth T800 quad axle, plus a fleet of 6 2017 to 2019 Peterbilt 567 tractors. Auction opens 10 a.m. Thursday, December 4th, and closes 10 a.m. Thursday, December 11th. Preview is Tuesday and Wednesday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. at 3803 136th Street Northeast in Marysville. Visit murphyauction.com for details.
If you're wearing glasses or contacts, but you need reading glasses or bifocals now, you need to join Drs. Kopstein and King for the K2 Vision RLE live webinar this Thursday at noon to learn about refractive lens exchange from K2 Vision RLE. This free webinar is a perfect opportunity to meet the doctors and have them answer all your questions about K2 Vision RLE. Questions like, how much does RLE cost? Is financing available? Does insurance pay for RLE? These questions and lots more will be covered this Thursday at noon during the K2 Vision RLE free live webinar. K2 Vision surgeons have performed over 150,000 procedures. They know when RLE is right for you. K2 Vision RLE. No glasses, no contacts, no readers. Plus, no more cataracts. Don't miss the free live webinar this Thursday at noon. Register at K2VisionRLE.com. K2VisionRLE.com. That's K2VisionRLE.com.
Brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Not only does Progressive let you bundle your insurance, they also give you round-the-clock protection. Get a quote today at Progressive.com.
Best Mortgage is proud to be the longest-running mortgage company on KIRO Radio. Over 20 years, they've been giving honest advice you can trust as your VA loan and reverse mortgage experts and debt consolidation specialists too. Just web search Best Mortgage.
KIRO News Radio has your chance to win 4 tickets to the Seahawks game, Sunday, December 14th. Head to the KIRO News Radio app, click the Win tab in the bottom right corner, and enter to win. You can enter once per day, so the more times you enter through the KIRO News Radio app, the better your odds will be. Do it every day, December 2nd through December 8th. Details and rules at mynorthwest.com/win. From the station where the 12s hear the Hawks, KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM.
All right, welcome back to the show. Tons of text messages today. Why don't we just start burning through these? Laura, fire away.
Our most popular story by far was Sean Scott's plan for a statewide payroll tax. Brian in Bellevue says, basic economics. If the company is handed a tax bill, they won't pay it. Their customers and or employees will. Raising taxes like this is another idiotic attack on the working class, whether intended or unintended. This state does not need another pay raise.
Interesting. Thank you, Brian.
Clipson Paul, I hope I got that right, Clipson Paul. At least half of the skilled tradespeople would also At least half of the skilled tradespeople would also meet this monetary amount. That means contractors will easily fall into that tax scheme.
It's easy
with that many employees.
It's easy to look at a company like Amazon or Microsoft and kind of use them as like, well, they can certainly afford it. But all these smaller companies, anything over 50 employees, if you pay over $125,000, is going to fall under this. Yeah. And just like this guy's saying, like this, they're definitely. And then what do? Are you encouraged to hire more than 50 people? Or are you encouraged to keep it right at the number before you get taxed? Like, I think you'd be discouraged to not
limit the number of employees that they have on hand.
Yeah. Let's see. Randy in Edmond says this tax will kill what's left of union construction jobs in this state. I didn't even think about that.
I don't know if that's a reality or not. Doug in Mount Vernon, good.
You say it.
Doug in Mount Vernon wants to know, what color is the sky in this guy's utopia?
Green for cash.
No, he thinks about me.
Oh,
my utopia.
No. I think he meant Sean Scott.
Oh, he's talking about Sean Scott? Oh, I thought he meant me.
No, not you.
Oh, okay. It's my utopia is where business owners pay their fair share and then contribute back to the community. It's pink, yeah. And blue and green, and it's a rainbow up there for me. 425 says, this is a camel's nose under the tent moment. As soon as they get this passed, how long is it before it's not enough revenue and they start attaching it to all other businesses? Also, how long until these larger companies get sick of being taxed to death by a state that does not responsibly spend its money they already take, and they just move out of state?
I'm going to read this one. 425 says, because it's different than the ones we've read already. It says, 425, good job, Spike. Love you, Jake, but you are so wrong. I have lived in my house 30 years. Property taxes are out of control, and house prices are crazy, so we can't even downsize. All due to Amazon, Google, etc. Executive pay is also so out of control now. It did not used to be like that. I am no longer a Republican. Thank you, 425.
And 60. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I do have a question for 425.
Sure.
Why, though, do they think that their property taxes are so out of control? Is he saying it's just because Amazon and Google have grown the local market, and so it makes houses more valuable, and so now his house is taxed more?
And they brought more employees into the region who have driven up the competition for available properties, and the house prices go up accordingly.
But the property taxes, he's also probably living in areas where they're assigning levies.
Yeah,
they're also doing things like that. They're taking money out of your property, realizing it before you can ever hope to realize it. Yeah. Those are all political decisions, right?
But one guy agreed with me. I'm kept doing the math.
Well, the 425 agrees with you.
73-1. That's good.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty good odds. Yeah.
I like that. Let's go to something else here. Let's go to Auburn mayor defending a child rapist. Rachel in Kirkland says, wouldn't failing to register as a sex offender be a violation of his parole? Yes, it would.
I asked Charlie Harker the same thing this morning when we were talking about this story. After we finished the interview, I'm like, whatever became of this rapist who failed to notify authorities that he had changed his name?
Wasn't it for
and was
like
working
2
under
years or
the
something?
Yes.
Or like
why isn't this guy?
Time.
Why isn't that a parole violation? This guy back in jail?
And then was working with children.
Yes.
Presumably, the name change allowed him to get through any kind of background check process
right.
around that.
And hire
right?
different political campaigns to run their social media campaigns. Yeah.
On Tacoma wanting to roll back protections for renters, Dina in Everett says, the rent scam is widespread and many, many people have abused the eviction laws. I work with lawyers, and believe me, the laws have swung so far in the renters' favor that landlords are leaving the rental business in Washington state. It is not just about late fees. People just don't pay their rent. Then it can take months and months and even years for the landlords to take possession of their properties.
We've done stories about how you have these squatters in these homes.
Have more rights than property owners.
And it takes so long. You just get locked in. Because for them, why not get locked up in a court battle? Because you know that you're going to have court dates that spread out for months and months, and you're not paying rent, and then you can just kind of disappear.
And next thing you know, it's winter again. They can't evict you. 360 says, takes a few to ruin it for everybody. As I said, programs even with the best of intentions. If people are abusing the program.
There you go. On snow in December, Katie in Tacoma says, ever since working at the airport, I never wished for a white Christmas again.
Oh, my gosh.
That's funny. Yeah. I can see, Katie, I can see that for sure.
Yeah. And on the oncoming atmospheric river, 206 says, we used to call it the Pineapple Express. I remember that. Yeah.
I think the reason that they changed that, I understand, it's warm weather coming from the tropical regions, Pineapple Express, I get it. I don't think it sticks as well because it's kind of friendly sounding.
Sure.
Who doesn't love pineapple?
Right.
There's notions of a sunniness.
Pineapple Express, sign me up.
Tropical weather.
Yes.
Atmospheric river is like, you better watch out.
My least favorite thing.
Yes.
Floods, landslides.
Absolutely. Yeah. All right, go for it, Laura.
On Jake's My Precious Lord of the Rings analogy for our phones, Craig in Puyallup says, I've gone to work naked. That is, without my phone.
That's how it feels.
That feels exactly how it feels. Dennis in 206 says, you guys should look into North Korea's smartphones. A simple YouTube search will suffice. North Korean smartphones. That's where only the government gets to look at what tells you what to find.
I guess.
I think it's what he means.
Last one, then we got to go. Bernie in Squim says, my 9-year-old son was the ring bearer at our wedding, and when the pastor asked for the ring, he whispers, "My precious." It's on video, and the pastor cracked up. Bernie, thank you for the note. Thank you guys for listening today and hanging out with us. We appreciate it. We're going to be back here tomorrow. John Curley's coming up next. Have a great day. Bye-bye.
Save the date, Wednesday, December 10th. Join KIRO Newsradio and Treehouse for the 37th Annual Holiday Magic, providing holiday gifts and year-round support for more than 6,500 kids in foster care statewide. Over the past 36 years of Holiday Magic, we've delivered 182,000 gifts across our state. Join KIRO Newsradio and Treehouse this year and share the joy of the holiday season. Wednesday, December 10th. Text MAGIC to 888-973-5476 to learn more.
I saw her texting, coming up to a stop sign, and so I saw the accident coming, and she T-boned us.
In the blink of an eye, Crystal's life changed when she suffered a severe spinal injury.
The pain was something I had never experienced before in my neck. I got massage therapy. I saw a chiropractor. I was prescribed muscle relaxers so I could sleep. I got depressed. Nothing was relieving the pain.
Drugs, sleepless nights, and depression. Sound familiar? I'm Dr. Mark Shelley, a chiropractic physician and board-certified functional neurologist. At Sound Pain Solutions, our treatments include high-dose laser combined with spinal decompression and other comprehensive therapies to rehabilitate damaged discs. We use treatments that are non-surgical, FDA-cleared, drug and pain-free.
I was able to get off my pain medicines and I was able to sleep through the night. And that was what I was desperate for.
To learn if you're a candidate for our treatment, call us. Sound Pain Solutions, 855-996-0025 or click soundpainsolutions.com.
Make this the last holiday season in that old kitchen. Hi, this is Chad Cicchini, owner of Heritage Homecraft. Our solid wood refacing system delivers a luxurious new kitchen way easier and less expensive than a tear out. You won't believe the difference. Heritage Homecraft's specialty is custom cabinet refacing and quartz countertops. With Heritage Homecraft, custom means built from scratch just for you. Our own craftsmen, not subcontractors, will reface your existing cabinet boxes with 1/4-inch thick solid hardwood and add new custom-built solid hardwood doors. We can make design changes, add cabinets, install custom features, and top it all off with a brand new quartz countertop. With the holidays here, I know everyone's busy, but if you order your new Heritage Homecraft kitchen now for select install dates after the new year, I'll give you 12% off the entire project. Hey, all year long and especially next holiday season, you'll be delighted that you did. Call today, Heritage Homecraft, 425-485-1600, 425-485-1600, or heritagehomecraft.com.
An illegal alien from Guatemala charged with raping a child in Massachusetts. An MS-13 gang member from El Salvador accused of murdering a Texas man. A Venezuelan charged with filming and selling child pornography in Michigan. These are just some of the heinous migrant criminals caught because of President Donald J. Trump's leadership. I'm Kristi Noem, the United States Secretary of Homeland Security. Under President Trump, attempted illegal border crossings are at the lowest levels ever recorded, and over 100,000 illegal aliens have been arrested. If you are here illegally, you're next. You will be fined nearly $1,000 a day, imprisoned, and deported. You will never return. But if you register using our CBP Home app and leave now, you could be allowed to return legally. Do what's right. Leave now. Under President Trump, America's laws, border, and families will be protected.
Sponsored by the United States Department of Homeland Security.
Well, the wet, chilly weather has certainly arrived. It's Mike Salk here, and if your attic and crawl space are well insulated, your home should be fine. Should feel cozy and warm without your furnace having to work overtime. But you'd be surprised to learn how many homes in Western Washington lack insulation in these spaces. It's why you call Crawl Pros. If you're feeling cold drafts or seeing that heating bill spike, now's a great time to learn if you got anything going on behind that crawl space or attic by calling Crawl Pros. They'll come out to your house just like they did to mine, do the corner-to-corner inspection. In my case, they found the problem, showed me the pictures, and then they got it all fixed. Now, if they do discover your home is under or improperly insulated, they'll show you all the utility rebates that are available to help you get the work done correctly. Like if you're a PSE customer and your home was built before 1990, you could get a rebate to cover up to 95% of the cost of the insulation job. If you're worried anything is going on in your crawl space or attic, including critters, water intrusion, mold, plumbing issues, anything, call Crawl Pros and schedule your free corner-to-corner inspection at crawlpros.com.
Your best source for local news, KIRO News Radio.